Stream works. 5, 4, 3, and we're live. Uh, so, first of all, big welcome to everyone who has come here, taken time out of their probably holiday weekend. We're doing this right before Thanksgiving break. First of all, thank you guys for coming to play with me. If you haven't already, I would seriously appreciate any feedback you have. I just pasted a link in the chat. If you haven't already, you can do that later. If you have, don't worry about it. But I would seriously appreciate any and all feedback you give us on this link. It just helps us do better. Now, I might do some announcements at the end, but announcements are boring, so let's get to the fun stuff, which is today's one shot. So, you all have found yourselves right now inside the walls of a prison cell. You remember the barge ride over from the mainland, and I'll actually show you a map here in a second. There it is. Okay, let me share my screen. That way you get a sense for where you are. But the region is cold, and you feel a cold chill in the air. You remember the bob and sway of the barge ride from the local town Gomiokin to what is known as Hjungrith Prison. And you got a good look of it when you came in sight. It is a large glacier that has actually been turned into a prison. Ages ago, mages fashioned giant metal chains that go from a central tower in the center of this glacier that they actually go through the ice of the glacier and down into the seabed. And you slowly were pulled towards this glacial prison on charges that you are very certain are false. You've been accused of treason against the bastion of the crown, which is the empire you all reside. And this is the map as you see there. This is the northern province. It's called the Fairwind province, and as you see, it's pretty cold. And the last thing you remember doing that might have led to this was you were investigating the house of a noble in Fairwind, looking for particular documents to see if they were corrupt, and then you got caught, and then you found yourself being taken to prison on charges of treason. And they led you from the docks of the prison up into this tower, and it's a large tower that is about 5 levels. It's a big circular building, and they led you up these stairs onto the 3rd level and into your own cell wing, as it were, and into a cell block. You now find yourself facing the warden of the prison, Warden Yundagara, and they are standing in your cell block. Each of you are in prison cells, kind of where everything is there in a second, but the warden is essentially pacing back and forth, and he says, "Welcome to Hjungrith Prison. I am Warden Yundagarta. You see, I have protected the crown from scum like you for 18 years, and I expect your stay here to be anything but memorable. Your crimes are deep and are known to yourselves and have been deemed worthy of the sentence pronounced upon your heads. You will be under my careful observations, and believe me when I say I have very little patience for wayward inmates. I have an impeccable record, and that is because I give orders, and my men do not hesitate to execute them." And he puts a little emphasis on the word execute. "If you step out of line, you will be punished severely. For those who continue to be a disturbance, you will be dealt with swiftly in order to make my life easier. Do not test my patience, because I am not a forgiving man." And with that, the gray-skinned ASMR, which you notice, he has kind of a small halo above his head, leaves you all in your respective cells. In the block, there is remaining a large 4-armed guard, and in the world of integrity, instead of Goliaths, there's a race called the Hadron, which they're essentially tall, similar to Goliaths. They grow hair. They're not necessarily hardy in the winter, but they do have 4 arms, and There's also a small tiefling woman, and she wears the signet of a kind of a wing captain, and she salutes the warden as he leaves, and then she turns to the Hadron and she says, "Make sure the prisoners find their accommodations well." And then she turns and leaves, and the Hadron starts pacing back and forth, and so forth. So let me give you a good sense of where you are. I hope I'm doing this right. Oh gosh. Yes. Okay. View scene. So don't cheat. Don't cheat. So if you look here on the screen, you are in a prison cell just like this. And now let's take a look at who all is in the prison. So in this southernmost cell, we actually see a ironically enough, it is a lizard folk, though it is not one of you. Um, well, actually, we would probably say two lizard folk. So we see one who is lounging lazily on the bed, uh, probably playing with like a toothpick that he made from the bed, kind of picking his teeth. He looks up at you, Kahlo, and he says, "Well, another lizard folk here. This is quite a treat. And how do you call yourself?" And he says that to you, Kahlo, who is in the same cell as him in the southernmost section right here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm Callow. Um, you didn't kill anybody, did you?
Uh, Not recently. And he kind of gives you this like really toothy grin. It's on one hand charming, but on the other hand, it's slightly disconcerting because the teeth are actually, I suppose to you, it wouldn't be disconcerting at all because
No.
you're exactly like him. Well, not
Oh.
exactly, but he himself has green skin and kind of gray striations. And he looks up and down and go ahead and describe what he sees.
Sure. Callow is a gecko-looking lizard folk, kind of greenish skin with the big kind of finger pads that are yellow, and when he gets nervous, his eyes, like a chameleon, go in opposite directions. But he doesn't actually view things that way. He just, when he gets nervous, his eyes kind of bug out a bit. But he normally has them, and so he's kind of a little shaky at the moment, and his eyes are just bugging out, going in every which direction, opposite of each other.
I love that. He says, "Well, Carlo, if you need anything, I can certainly be of assistance. I hope you don't mind. You get the top bunk." And in the cell directly north of that, we find Gwendolyn and Kai, both half elves. And if you guys would like to describe what everyone else in the room sees, starting with Gwendolyn.
All right. Yeah, Gwendolyn is descriptively has long but well kept, like reddish dark hair, part braided back, pinned neatly as she was raised and trained to do. Um, she does tuck her ears within the hair to sort of hide it and keep it away from view, just for personal reasons. And currently she is not even like sitting on the floor in the corner of this room, stone faced but clearly pissed of being in this situation. Um, yeah, I'll keep it at that.
Excellent. And then Kai, go ahead and describe what everyone sees when they look at you.
So Kai is kind of a shorter half elf. He's got short cut black hair, and on the entire left side of his body are lightning scars. And as they reach into his hairline, it turns his hair white.
I love
And
it.
he is currently looking. He's looking at the lock already.
I love it. And then in the cell directly north of that, we find Karth and Strap. Go ahead and describe yourselves, starting with Karth. or we can start with Strap. Go ahead, Strap.
Yeah. So Strap is a small Herringon. Rabbit folk. He is wearing a duster jacket that has its sleeves ripped off. Clearly a strong move for personality depiction. Wants to portray very clearly the vagabond, wandering, brooding stranger. Not typically associated with a small rabbit person. Lithe gymnast type build, gray fur, kind of white in the face and on the front, and larger hands than should be on a rabbit folk. Just kind of brooding. That's kind of just the mood at all times.
I love it. And finally, Karth. Can you hear us?
Sorry, Mike was mute. The downfall.
Classic.
Yeah, Karth is fairly tall human with somewhat dark reddish skin and a long shaggy hair that comb when they see it often covering his eyes. He's fidgety a bit, and making no effort to hide the fact that he feels ill at ease in his confine. Strap notices him spending way too much time looking at the shadows, for looking for who knows what. But he's mumbling to himself, and if whoever is particularly keen can hear him asking, there's got to be a choice. There's got to be a choice out of here. There have to be choices, right? This can't be.
Excellent. A couple things to note. All of your weapons and spell components, everything has been taken from you. They've really only left clothing on your backs. And they actually gave you each like kind of a slightly thick coat, although it's still very, very cold. And as Karth mumbles these things, you all hear from the cell at the very north of the cell block, you hear, "There's no choice." That's kind of why it's called a prison. And you all turn and look, and you see oh shoot. Well, that sucks. Oh yeah, let me get that back. I'll stop sharing. But while I'm doing that, you see a small goblin woman who is like crouching in the corner, playing with like the skull of a rat, and she is basically like, "Yeah, that's how most people feel when they get here. They feel like it was unfair, or at least the honest ones feel that way. The ones who lie to themselves, they probably think that it was fair." And then next to her on the bunk is a large Hadron man with his arms, well, two pair of his arms kind of back behind his head, and the other pair, they're kind of just like fidgeting in his lap. And he says, "Oh, yes, but do not be so mean to the newcomers. They will time learn their place here. It is enough to be shoved into this cold place. What are your names again?" And I assume you all share your names. And he explains that his name is... sorry, it's loading. His name is actually Gavranor. And he also explains that the goblin's name is Munil, and the lizard folk is Satzizik. And essentially they say, "Welcome to Hungreth Prison." And actually, as all this is happening, the guard has eventually settled down to sit in his, on one of those stools there, and he's just kind of waiting, just waiting. And now I'd like to ask you guys the classic question: what would you like to do?
For starters, Strap is not wearing that coat. They're
Gotcha.
that duster for a reason, and he's gonna own that.
Excellent. Anyone else?
I think Callow's gonna turn to the other guy in his cell, and he's gonna you think you could make another one of those, and I could just kind of fidget with the lock a little bit. It'll be fine.
Ah. And how loud do you say this?
I'm gonna say it pretty quiet. I'm gonna
Okay.
maybe get really close and like right in his ear hole, I guess, because he's a lizard folk who don't have ears.
All right. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
Who, me?
Yes, you.
And we were all brought in together. Does that
Yes.
like? Do we know like either?
Yes. So you've all been traveling together for some time.
Sure. Okay. So we know
your
each
latest-
other.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
That's a 27.
Yeah. You definitely are able to do that. No problem. Tsatsizik is like, well, I only have the one, but you can have this as sort of a welcome present from yours truly. And he hands it over, and he probably like licks it a little bit, and then gives it to you just to make sure that all the good, tasty stuff is off of that.
Sure. I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna kind of wait. I'm probably gonna tuck it into my clothes somewhere and kind of wait for us to not have supervision.
Sure. Okay. Excellent. Anyone else doing anything?
Is going to try to study the guard if he can. I don't know what kind of line of sight he might have, just to
Sure.
get a sense of how alert this man is, or this Hadron.
Yes. So I'll say you don't really have to do a perception check just because he's like 10 feet away from you and he's not like trying to hide anything. He's just like sitting on the bench, kind of has his legs crossed. He is wearing full armor. And you kind of get the sense that like he's not super concerned. He's just, he's just kind of sitting there. He has a big brown beard, pale white skin, and he doesn't have like your classic prison guard scowl. He's just, sitting there and looking at you guys and kind of twiddling his thumbs.
I just seeing Karth kind of like fidgety a little bit in the shadows. Strap would kind of just lean up against one of the walls facing out, just kind of under the breath, just say like, "What's the patron suggest? Make a move."
Sorry, say that again.
Yes, sorry, I missed some of that. The swelling there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just like leaning back, say like, what are some of the insights the patron suggests we do to make?
Well, I think I may have mentioned before, the third one is a bit mercurial. On his own, shall we say, trajectory, and he's not opted to let me know why we're, in this predicament that we're in. I think we're going to have to figure our own way out unless one of these shadows starts talking to me, which doesn't seem to be happening. But this man over here, if we can wait out a bit and see if he's tired, if he can somehow get out of these cells, he kind of It's a little wiggle of his fingers, which Strap may have seen him do in the past, as kind of his sign language for magical business.
Awesome. Anyone else want to do anything?
I had a question.
I think. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Do we get the music down
Yeah,
Just-
sorry.
a fair bit? Awesome.
Okay. How's this? Cool.
Did we get like an idea of how we entered?
Yes. So they led you. There's kind of like on the glacier. There's like a small. It's really interesting. There's like a small bay, or I guess lagoon. Maybe that's the right way to say it. An inlet. And then on that inlet, they ended up building kind of a boathouse, like a dock. And you've probably seen in my scenes there's a boathouse. And they led you up from this boathouse to kind of a gatehouse, and then from there to the center of this compound where this central tower is that houses the prisoners. There are certain outbuildings with various other jobs, but you were led directly into the center and then upstairs on one side and then led across and then upstairs. The way it's built is it's supposed to kind of direct the flow of people if they were getting attacked or overrun, so that it'd be really easy to bottleneck at multiple points.
Okay. What time of day was it?
When you came, it was probably about like late afternoon, like the beginning of evening. In a very symbolic way, the sun seemed to be setting, and it did not bode well for your experience here. Any other questions, or anyone like to try anything?
Kind of on the nose, maybe, but do we see any visible guards belt?
Yes, you definitely do see some keys. Actually, no, yeah, you do see some keys. He's not trying to hide them. They are kind of locked in a leather hasp on his belt, you could say. But yeah, they're just hanging there, and he's not, he's just sitting there, just wasting away the day, you could say.
So, between our cells, is it like iron bars between us,
Mhm.
or is it solid walls?
No, it is iron bars. You could reach through one cell, touch the other person in the other cell, give them fist bumps.
I'm going to crawl into the bottom bunk
Okay,
and get Karth and Strap's attention,
gotcha.
and I'm gonna tell them, I need you to distract them.
Okay.
If I can get to those keys, you might have an easier time getting out of here. I'm assuming I'm gonna have to roll a stealth check for that.
Agreed.
Be stealthy.
That is a 21.
21. Yeah, you're able to do that without incident. It does not seem that this guard is really paying much attention.
Could I get like maybe a perception check or something on like what the guard has, like weapons wise, potentially skill wise?
Sure. Go ahead and do an insight roll. As far as weapons, you see an obvious great axe hanging on his back. He has, like I said, he's wearing heavy armor. It's not like he knows that if you were to get out, you would seek to cause him harm. So he has protected himself accordingly. Uh, as far as insight, go ahead and roll that.
15.
15. 15. You get a sense that this guy isn't necessarily at dis-ease. Um, he he seems to be comfortable. He seems to be relaxed. He doesn't seem to be thinking that things could happen. Um, you don't know particularly why. You don't know if he is skilled, but he does not seem to have an air of caution or distrust. He almost seems, rather cheerful and kind of a warm character.
Is this the first time our group has been in prison before?
Altogether, yes. One or two of you, or all of you, might have been in prison at different points. And if you have, feel free and volunteer that information.
Sure.
What is
Well-
Gwendolyn doing at this point?
Gwendolyn, as is having a internal mental breakdown of the entire situation. Mainly watching, but not drawing any attention to what Kai is doing. And also trying to suss out what to do in this scenario. Let's see. Okay, I apologize.
No, no worries. We can
I
come
have
back
my
if you
sheet
want.
up so I can pull things up. I think that's what I'll say for now while I
Gotcha.
research things.
Gotcha. Karth, I believe you wanted to say something.
Yeah, Karth will Kai kind of trying to point it towards the guards. It's kind of his waist. He'll whisper as clearly as he and low as he can that I might be able to get my other hand, the spectral hand, over there and to bring the key to us. It's a tricky maneuver. I'm not guaranteeing success, and it might make our situation worse, but unless one of you can pick a lock without tools, it may be our best chance. But if we're going to try this, I think we should have a backup plan. Yes, that would be a very good idea.
I absolutely agree, and I think we were along the same wavelength. I can attempt to pick a lock, but without a tool, that's a different beast altogether. So what do you propose our plan B should be? Should we go for the keys after a bit more persuasive approach?
Well, I suppose a distraction would help.
Can I ask the guard when dinner is going to be?
Yes, you can. The guard responds, "Oh, we tend to feed the prisoners. Let's see, in maybe 1 or 2 more hours."
Is that in like a chow hall? Are you going to be bringing us the meal with candles? What's the deal with that?
Well, usually we have a prison block on KP duty, and it switches off every day. So another batch of prisoners will bring in your food, accompanied by a few guards. And the food here is not good, but it is edible.
So, what do we here all day, or like, do we get to go out, or?
Unfortunately, you have been bad, so you will have to do your time. I am here to watch you and see that you are sufficiently changed so when your sentence is up, you may return to civilization. However, in your situation, I unfortunately must tell you that your sentence is for life, which for some of you is a long time. So, yes, meditate, do nothing, I suppose. We could play some cards, perhaps, if you'd be up for it.
I mean, I don't really have anything to bet with.
Oh, I play for fun. I am not a betting man.
Sure, I'll play cards with you.
Very well. And he like slides the table up to about like it's right up against the door. Not against the door. He puts himself basically on the other side of the table, like farther than arm's length from anyone could reach out. He's savvy. He knows what prisoners do, and he pulls out like a deck of cards and starts shuffling it. And he slides one over, and it was Kai that's playing, right?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, he starts playing. It's just a simple card game. And it's kind of like Texas Hold'em a little bit, but obviously no bets, so it's just kind of for fun. And at least 1 hour passes of you doing this, unless anyone else wants to do anything specific.
Would you say they're constantly distracted?
Well, that's a good question. Would you like to roll an insight check?
Yeah, they wanna take advantage.
Wow.
22.
You think that it's possible he is distracted, although you feel like he's been probably a prison guard for a while, so he probably knows kind of how to snap to attention, But I mean, he seems sufficiently distracted, you think?
Okay.
All right.
A feature called Fast Hands. Lets me use a bonus action to interact with something. I'd like to try and really quickly see if I can use a claw and this toothpick to pick the lock.
I'm assuming you're doing this stealthily.
I mean, yeah.
All right.
If we can I'm sorry. If I don't know, we're in different cells. I don't know to what extent we can coordinate. But if I see Kalo attempting this, I think what Karth would do. I don't know. It just kind of I think he would. He just press the. He would turn his back so it's not obvious.
Mm-hmm.
Make his hand motions and utter the magic words for his prestidigitation, and create as far away from where Callow is, perhaps down the corridor somewhere, a faint sound for the guard to hear. Let's say music, something odd and out of place.
Gotcha. So, Callow is towards the door. To be away from Callow, it would have to be at this opposite end of the cell block, like right here. Is that what you're wanting?
Okay, let's do that. Actually, I'll create some kind of scratching or digging sound emanating from the ground. If that creates there, yeah.
So, just to help me stay organized, Karth, go ahead and roll a stealth check, because obviously you're trying to hide this from him, the fact that you're whispering these words. Kahlo, go ahead and roll similarly a stealth check. We'll see
If
how
it
good you guys are. Go ahead.
if it helps, I would be kind of the whole time they were playing cards with him and Kai, just talking mad smack to the prison guard, just being a ruckus and obnoxious
Okay.
bystander.
Gotcha. So in that case, I'd say Karth, you can definitely roll at advantage.
Got it.
So Kahlo, whatever you do is seems to be done without alerting the guard that you're doing something. Go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check, Kahlo.
Okay. Big money, no whammies. All right. 22.
22. Wow. Okay.
Rolling hot
So
tonight.
yes, indeed. Karth, was that? Oh yeah, advantage.
The second one was a much better roll than the first.
Yes, indeed. That definitely came in clutch. And then Karth, go ahead and roll a performance check as well.
Okay.
And I suppose Strap, you can also roll a performance check. Let's see how intimidating or what's the word?
2.
2. You're more annoying than really getting inside his head as far as the game
That's all
goes.
I want.
Yeah,
That's all
it
I
still
want.
works. So the guard definitely does get up and walk towards this northern section of the cell block. And Kahlo, you do indeed hear a click, and the cell door seems to be able to swing open wide. And Sadzizik is like, "Well, I'll be. You just got in here and you're already going." So the door can swing open. Do you want to open it? Do you want to leave it shut?
I think if I can, I would like. Well, okay. You said he has a battle axe on him. I definitely can't hold that. I am a very skinny, frail lizard. But does he have a dagger or something smaller, maybe as well?
Dagger. You can make a perception check. At this point, he is walking away. Also, I'm gonna quit sharing my screen for just 1 second, if that's okay.
You just are picking all the skills I chose to be proficient in. That's gonna be a 25.
You don't necessarily see a dagger. You'd assume that a prison guard would try and avoid small items that can be hidden like that.
Makes sense.
Because he is rather beefy. He definitely does seem to be someone chosen for his natural strength. So you don't necessarily see a a small dagger type object. However,
A
you do
finesse
see.
weapon, if you will.
Sure, exactly. He is definitely one that was chosen for his brute strength. You do see a small pouch of coins. Not too many, but some.
So he's walking over to that grate that's by Karth and I's cell, right?
Well, he's walking kind of. If you're facing out of the cell into the block, he's basically walking to the farthest point in the room towards your left and forward. So the farthest corner out of your cell to the left and away, essentially.
Gotcha.
While all of this is happening, Kai is going to subtle spell Mage Hand
Ooh.
to try and get
Subtle
those
spell.
keys,
Go ahead.
just to get the keys.
Get the keys. And subtle spell that is using sorcery points.
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Well then, go ahead and roll a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
As kind of the marshal of the group, like, is he close enough that, like, within arm's reach, right? Like, I know my role. I'm the distraction, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, are the bars wide enough for my little tiny arms to maybe reach for him? or is he
Um,
staying pretty far away?
he definitely stays far away. He's like I said, he's been around the block. He knows, he knows that if he gets too close to prisoners, that's it. And so he definitely tries and stays outside of arm's length.
That sleight of hand was a 17.
17. You tug and you tug, but you can't seem to get it right out of his grip per se. It stays, uh, and because you did subtly, let's see. I'll have you do, just because you didn't quite pull it from his belt. Go ahead and roll a stealth check with advantage, to try and basically not get caught tugging at his waist.
19.
19. Yeah, he definitely doesn't notice. You don't get the keys unhooked. You feel like if you had just a second more, it would have happened. But at that point, he basically comes back to the table and he's like, "Oh, that's very strange noise." And he sits back down and continues playing cards. Let's. Oh, sorry. Dang it. Let's see. Yeah, he continues playing dice, or not dice, cards. Doesn't seem to notice the unlocked cell. And Kalo Setzizik is just still laying in his bunk. He seems to be kind of taking his cues from you, and it's probably at this point that Karth and Strap, you hear, "Tss, hey," and you look over and you see the little goblin woman. Oh, are you guys still there? Oh, okay. Sorry, my screen just disappeared for a second. Anyways, you see the little goblin woman, Munil, and she's like, "Hey, what are you guys doing? I want in, whatever you're doing." Seems that she's, doing things and obviously making the guard walk around the room.
Yeah, I think I'm keeping the door closed for now.
Mhm.
I'm waiting for a more opportune moment.
Gotcha. So again, Munil's like, "Hey,
Okay.
come on, guys. You can't just leave me in here if you're getting out."
If you're gonna eat, you got to bring something to the table.
Dang.
What he said.
And Munil just smiles and says, "I definitely want to eat." And she has, again, very pointed teeth. This time, you see that she definitely has malice in her heart, and is not a very savory character. And she says, "I promise if you get me out of here, I will make it worth your while. I know where buried treasure is."
Treasure, not so much.
If she can eat the guard, that's fine.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And to that, she says, "Well, I'm okay. You don't want me to use the carrot, I'll use the stick. If you don't let me come, you won't get out of here. I promise you that. Because I'm watching you like a hawk."
Hey, lady, I didn't say you couldn't come.
Good.
This one reminds me of my mother.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
Day of the week. But at this moment, I think all the help we could get would be good help.
Wonderful. Well, just keep me updated. And I know Gavranor here, he's in too. We want to get out, that's for sure. So you have an open cell door. Otherwise, I'm going to pass some time. But if you want to do something, just stop me.
Can I ask a quick question?
Of course.
What are the jackets that were handed to us made out of?
It's like scraggly wool. It's not comfortable at all. It's basically function, and the function is to keep you alive, not warm, but alive. So, they look thick, but they're not super, super thick. Super cold.
Okay.
While I'm playing cards with him, I'm gonna like make light conversation, um, kind of ask about who he is, how he got here, if he
Sure.
enjoys his work.
Sure. So you gather, first of all, that his name is Sifrid, and he actually comes from other another town within the Fairwind province. He's from a small town called Autumn's Grace. His wife still works there, uh, and you gather that he's kind of a tender-hearted person. Um, he does have stories of violence in the prison and having to uh, settle disputes, you could say. He definitely likes having fun, but he was mostly assigned here. And from what you gather, the guards here are assigned on kind of a 9-month rotation. So they're assigned here for 9 months, and then they're assigned somewhere else within the army of the crown. And he was assigned here not because some pay raise that he wanted, but more so uh, he just wanted kind of a change of pace, and he thought this would be a good idea. He's found out that he's not really his line of work. He's been here for most of his 9 months, so he's just about to leave.
I'm gonna tell him, you said it was Autumn's Grove?
Autumn's Grace.
Autumn's Grace.
Mhm.
I'm quite familiar with Autumn's Grace. I've done a little bit of work here and there in the town. Do you have any children?
First of all, have you been to Autumn's Grace?
What is kind of like the...
Sure. So it's kind of a small town. It's like one of those small towns where they've been small for a long time, and then now they're kind of starting to get some notoriety. Not really for any reason, just because the mayor is pretty bold and really wants his town to grow. So he's kind of like doing some extra marketing, essentially. It's not a place that most people would go for, like, really any reason. Like, usually people leave Autumn's Grace. It is kind of a trading hub for this large region of wilderness up to the northeast. Well, I guess from where you are, it's kind of southwest. But it's possible that you would have gone there, but it's probable that you might not have.
I'm gonna say that's probably a deception.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll a deception roll. As he answers, he says, "I do in fact have 2 young little children, a boy and a girl."
25.
25. Excellent. You essentially say, you have children, and he just, short of him pulling out his wallet and showing you an entire album of his kids, because obviously he doesn't have that, he just goes on and on and on about his kids. He seems like he really loves his kids, so he doesn't even probe on the fact that, with like 1 or 2 questions, he could really figure out if you'd been to Autumn's Grace, but, he just talks about his kids. Excellent.
So, Justin, what
Yes.
you're trying to do is make us have empathy towards this character so that we don't slaughter him in his sleep. Is that what I'm getting at?
To be honest, no. It's just how I wrote the character, and who happens to be. Sorry, it's just who happens to be in the cell block at this point in
I'm gonna feel
time.
real bad when I strangle him to death with my tail.
Yeah, that would be sad. But anyways, anyone doing anything in particular? Otherwise, I will move the clock forward a few hours. All right. So, the card game ends. The guard walks over to his chair. Dinner comes. You're handed food, and you are required to give back every plate, because they don't really give you anything. Well, I guess there's a plate and a cup of water. The food is not great. Both, otherwise they will harm you. And as the prisoners come in bearing the food, there's like 2. They are guarded by 2 guards, so there's now 3 guards, and then all that ends. It gets dark. Well, they turn off, or not? They don't turn off. They extinguish the torches, except maybe one over by the guards table. And after a few hours, it gets really late, and then the Hadron stands up, goes to the door, and actually opens it. And on the other side is, let's see who's next. Hold on. Okay, yes. So in walks the tiefling woman that you'd seen earlier. She walks and she says, "You are dismissed." And Safrid leaves. She walks in and paces up and down continually. She doesn't sit down. And by this time, it's probably like 10 to 11. She doesn't sit down. She paces pretty rigidly. Her armor is polished, and she, has like pristine uniform on, because obviously there's like a kind of tabard that they put over their armor. She's also wearing full plate armor, and she is, doing rather well as a guard. It seems, she's walking this straight line, does not sit down at all. Unless anyone does anything, I'll pass the time forward a little bit more.
I think Garth will try something now that this much more dangerous scene. Why not? He comes forward to the gate, to the bars, and says, "Ha! Good. Finally, someone who seems to have authority and a good head on her shoulders here. We have important information that may be of great import to the crown. Great import.
Go ahead.
Having to do with the Megalic Combine. Very important, I would say."
Go ahead and make a persuasion roll.
I was hoping that would be a deception,
Oh, sorry.
which is my stronger suit.
Well, if that's the case, you can do deception.
Okay.
But it sounds very persuasive to me. So either one.
Okay. All right. 18.
18. So at that, this tiefling stops right in front of your cell and says, "You have information? Speak."
We need assurance. And we risked our lives doing good work for the crown, and here is how we are repaid, being unjustly I say, imprisoned here with these criminals and rats in the gratings, and it's terrible food and it's cold, and no, we must please get us someplace where we can have a true debrief, and you will be most pleased that you did.
She stares at you like daggers and says, "I do not bargain with criminals." And then she continues her kind of patrol, I guess, up and down the cell. She says, "When you wish to talk, I am listening. However, until then, you will rot in this cell."
So sad.
I'm gonna just kind of reach a hand out and just kind of wave her down a little bit and just kind of say where do you perceive your training?
At this, she looks at you and she says, "I do not fraternize with prisoners," and continues.
Well.
Hey, do you want to go on? Wait, let me guess. You don't go on dates with prisoners.
"I do not fraternize with prisoners."
Well, it seems a shame you achieve such a high position only to lose it. But once the Combine fulfills their secret attack and ambushes your troops, well, it'll be a grave day for you when it's learned that you had the opportunity to get intelligence, but you know your business.
Go ahead and do another deception check as you
Got it.
are proffering new bits of information that may or may not be true.
Okay. 26.
26. So she again steps in front of your cell and she says, "You will tell me where this ambush will happen, and I will not beat you senseless."
Well. Did not raise a fool.
I assume she's still by the wall, right? Not, she didn't
Yeah,
step up.
Oh, 100%. She definitely is not within arm's reach. She,
I want to hit her so bad.
I know you do.
And if you would like to, yeah, if you want to try to beat the evidence out of me without the help of my compatriots, then please come into the cell and
I'll say, ma'am, I would greatly appreciate you just laying into this guy.
She looks at you and says, "You seem to forget that you are behind bars and I'm not. Time is on my side. And I understand that an ambush might happen, but it might not. So far, you have given me no evidence that it could."
So, let me understand this. If you think that we are treasonous, and I do emphasize think, do you not think that we would also tell you the things that we need to tell you in order to get out? We just need a little bit of give.
She steps towards your cell and she says, "You are beginning to try my patience. I have no..."
I'll just,
Go ahead.
I'll holler at Gwendolyn and just say, obviously she's not into us. Maybe you can woo her with your feminine wiles. Any reaction out of the guard from that?
She looks at you with like daggers in her eyes and she steps forward as if to say something, and then all of you hear a series of loud booms, just and it like the ground rumbles underneath, and suddenly in the center of this block the ground opens up and cracks, and the walls kind of split apart, and you actually see, let me open up this one. You see the entire prison split in half, as the very glacier underneath seems to have split, and suddenly men are yelling, people are yelling. Everyone in this falls to their feet, or not falls to their feet, falls on the ground. So let's see. Okay, so the goblin girl actually falls out and plummets to her death. So the four-armed Hadron up in the top cell is the one who remains. The door naturally swings open of your cell, Kahlo, because if everything's shaking, it definitely would. And the tiefling is here. She falls to the ground. She gets up. And,
right in front of Callow?
Yeah, she would. Well, it would probably be more like right here. No, because she was in front of Kai's, and she was stepping towards yours, Strap. So she would be like essentially right here, almost falling off, but luckily not. And you all see that this far side of the prison isn't just like it's not just split from you, but it's like moving away, and then suddenly it starts moving back, and with a loud boom, it impacts, and you're all thrown to the ground again. And this tiefling says, "That attack. Where did you say that was going to happen?" Go ahead.
As it happens, right here.
Go ahead and roll deception.
While he's doing that, does she have similar weapons to the previous guard?
She probably has 2 scimitars on her back. So let's.
That was a 13, so not fantastic, but hopefully given
Gotcha.
the circumstances.
She definitely is like, I'll have to check on that in a second. And she starts running out towards the door. She notices the open door, and she says, "How long has this been open?" Go ahead.
I say all night, and I'm gonna push it open as hard as I can and try to get it to push her off the edge.
Okay.
I'm gonna use Gus to help him.
Okay. Does Gust require an arcane focus?
I think it is verbal and somatic. I don't think
Verbal
it
and
requires a
somatic.
focus.
Gotcha. Can you read that for me? So what exactly it does?
It says you seize the air and compel it to create one of the following effects. One medium or smaller creature that you choose must succeed on a strength saving throw or be pushed up to 5 feet away from you.
Okay, so it's 5 feet away from you. Yeah, I'd say you could do that. So go ahead and, well, we'll do the gust first because that has a natural built-in mechanic. So go ahead and roll strength. No, I roll strength check. So let's see. Hold on. Oh dear. So she rolled a 3. So presumably, she is pushed 5 feet away, which would be right here. So she is pushed off the edge. We'll see if she manages to. Let's see.
I'm going to hurry and spend 2 key points to cast Silence
Okay. So
right around her so she can't yell.
Sure. So she falls, but she manages to grab the edge, and she's basically hanging on with one hand to a level of stone that is crumbling, and yes, and silence is silencing the area around her, so she does. Or actually, she's like screaming, but no one can hear her. So the door to Callow's cell is open. Tsatsizik is like, "Oh my goodness, what in the world did you do?" And he kind of walks over to the edge, and well, not towards the edge, but he walks towards the edge and kind of peers over, and he's like, "Y'all are crazy." And obviously, Callow, you are out of your cell if you'd like, but everyone else is still within their cell. What would you guys like to do?
Garth gets up and says, "Get us out of here!"
Yeah, just 1 second. I'm gonna walk over to her and I'm gonna use my bite attack on her hands.
Oh gosh. Okay. So she's prone, so you get. Well, she's technically prone, so go ahead and roll at advantage.
That's a dirty 20 or a 17. So dirty 20.
So yeah, she definitely. Gosh. Yep. So you bite her hand, and she falls, and she probably exits this. Well, actually, the slow that you cast, Strap, does it focus on her? Does it like follow her if she moves, or does she like exit this circle of silence? Okay.
I lost him.
For the time being, we will just say that she falls and then randomly, and so do the keys. So that's cool.
Okay, I got this. I got this. I'm gonna proceed to the other cells and try and start picking locks.
Awesome. And at this point, you also hear another series of percussive booms, and you hear some horns, and things seem to be going on. But you are here picking locks. Go ahead and roll your first lockpick check. So that's sleight of hand.
Okay. Oh, that's so nice. That's a 10.
So you don't manage to get the first one open. You don't break your lockpick or your toothpick, as it were. But you don't seem to make any progress. It takes you about 10 minutes. You can try again, but it did cost you some time.
How sturdy does this lock look? At least on the doors.
You can go ahead and roll an insight check.
Okay. Could have been an 18, but it's a 2. So I can tell it's a lock.
You can tell it's a lock, and it's made of iron.
It's locked.
Yes.
Can
So
we,
go ahead.
Can we
Go ahead.
determine like the specific trumpet sound, like if it was a
Ooh.
particular military that we would recognize?
Ooh. Go ahead.
A history check.
That's a good question.
That is a
so-
natural one.
You know, those sound like horns or something.
Just the Goliath
um,
farting.
Can I actually do a history check?
Of
Because I
course,
feel like Gwen would know.
for sure.
Okay, cool. First roll. Let's go, guys.
You got this.
Sweating.
Also, Kahlo, an 11 is not enough.
Yeah,
Um,
no, I imagine so.
It takes you another 10 minutes of just like, what's going on?
Let's go. Happy dice. Happy dice. That's a 13.
13. You wouldn't know exactly. So, you recognize that one set of the horns are from the Empire, from the Bastion of the Crown. You would all probably recognize those, but you also recognize that there's a different horn that seems to be contrary to the one that is of the Crown.
So the cell next to us with Gavinor, that's like blown open, right?
Yeah, he's actually. Thank you for reminding me. I was going to get to that. He's actually kind of like wound his way like around the walls and kind of like jumped to this side, so that way he's not on the crumbling section. And he walks up to you guys, or probably to you, Kahlo, and he's like, or is it Kahlo or Kahlo?
Either one.
Okay, Kahlo. He walks up to you, Kahlo, and he's like, yes, well, it seems that Munil will not be joining us. However, I would be happy to assist you in any way possible.
Big man, break
Yeah,
this
you got,
lock.
I mean, you got, 4 arms. Yeah, you can just break it, right? Yeah, you can do that, right?
Well, I can certainly try. However, prison rations do not lead to bodybuilding. And he rolled a 6, and his strength modifier is probably a 3, so that's 9. It is not enough. And he says, "Good heavens, these bars are very strong."
Okay.
Let me step aside, Strap. I'm gonna see if I can do some damage to this lock while
I will bow and listen to it.
while Callow's working on the other lock. Let's see if I can get this one out. And I'm gonna try to Eldritch Blast both beams. I guess I have to do an attack roll for both, or
Yeah.
okay. So actions. Okay, so that's beam 1. 16. And 26.
Awesome. So they both hit. Go ahead and roll damage for both.
Okay.
While he's doing that, can I go to the door and kind of peek out and see if perhaps there is a set of keys outside of the block?
Yes, go ahead and roll perception.
Well, not the most devastating bolts ever, but
Okay.
7. There we go.
7.
Yeah.
It doesn't break the lock completely, but you definitely feel like you've melted down a good portion, and you feel like it's just barely, like it's very close to breaking open.
All right, I'll kind of tap my man and just kind of see if I can come through and just give it a little 1-2 punch.
Be my guest.
All right, go ahead and roll with advantage. And Kalo, as Strap is doing that, you peer down the hallway. You did roll pretty high, so few things that you notice. Directly across the hallway, you notice what looks to be the remnants of a doorway into what looks to be the remnants of a kitchen. This was presumably where food was prepared and so forth. However, half of the kitchen has now fallen into the icy waters below. Down the hallway to your right, peering out this door, you see kind of a mess of commotion. You see guards filtering prisoners out of their cell blocks down the hall. It seems like those horns that you'd heard kind of signaled a general state of evacuation. You see multiple guards moving, and they have chained up the prisoners. Obviously, they want them to compound whatever is going on, so they've chained them up at hands and feet, and they are shuffling them out. All the rooms are being cleared, and it looks like at this point you see a familiar face moving towards you. It would be Sifrid.
Dang it.
And he hasn't clocked you. I mean, he's at the very far end of the hallway, and you've just, because he's super tall, you've picked him out of the crowd, and he's moving towards you alone. But you do know that this is kind of a time-based situation.
Okay.
I rolled a 19 and a 27.
Awesome. Yeah, those are definitely enough that you just and or I guess you use whatever noise you want. You don't have to do it that way, but you hit it.
Silent.
And-
I'm stone
exactly.
cold.
I love it. So without noise, it seems that the noise around you clears for one moment, and you find your inner, your inner focus, and you just hit it at the right point, and the cell door just and just opens up. So you guys are now freed. And then, let's see, we still have Kai and Gwendolyn still inside their cell.
I'm gonna ask Gwen if he's got a hairpin.
I don't have hair.
I think you're muted, Gwen. Oh, there.
Okay. I think Gwen would have one if
Okay.
the DM would agree with that.
Because it's a one-shot and because I like you guys, why not?
Well, she did make a
say
big
she kept her
to
hair
do.
pristine.
Exactly. Yes.
That is true. So
Yeah,
definitely
she's got at
you have
least 4,
one.
but did not
Yes.
think of it earlier because it would risk the hair.
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, I take one out and I'll hand it to Kai, assumably.
Excellent.
And I'm gonna try to pick the lock. I've got proficiency in these tools.
Sounds good. And go ahead and roll at advantage because presumably Callow would come over and try and assist in any way, kind of coaching you because he's had experience doing this.
We're looking at a 15.
15. You feel like given one more chance, you would get it, but not this time. So go ahead and roll one more time. This time just a straight roll because you're doing it kind of at a quickened pace with Callow's help.
That is a 13.
13. That is just enough because you lowered the difficulty by what you did last time. Anyways, you managed to just barely open it up, doing exactly what you did last time, but then Callow suggests, hey, try it this way, and you twist it just a little bit at the precise moment, and and it opens. You are able to open it up, and it's right at that moment that Sifrid steps into the door. Good, you're out. We have to hurry. Please, come on. And he kind of beckons you to follow him.
Yeah, we gotta go.
How far down is the crevasse down that way?
So you're on the third floor of a tower, essentially, of a big building. The crevasse goes all the way through the glacier, and the tower is like maybe 50 feet above the water. So you're looking at like maybe 70 feet to the icy water, and it's not just like placid water. It is, frothy because these glaciers, essentially, the side you're looking at still has one chain to the seabed, but other than that, it is just being tossed to and fro, and it's sloshing back and forth, and it's definitely just chaos.
Yeah. And out toward I presume the outside of the prison, right, where Gavinor and Munil were
Right here.
sitting, is it just like ocean out that way?
Yes. Yeah, it's ocean. You maybe see a few more glaciers in the distance, but one of the reasons why they chose this particular location was because it's such a large glacier off the coast far enough that if you were to escape, you couldn't just swim back.
But no ships, no
ships,
attacking
no ships out.
vessels.
Yes, at least out this direction, you don't see anything.
Sure.
Where
I'm
did
gonna
they?
follow.
Oh, go ahead.
I'm just gonna start following him. I feel like I've got some good rapport with him, and I feel like he's not gonna hurt me. He probably knows the way out better than I do.
Yeah, I'll just follow right behind Kai.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Yeah. Karth does as well. He will resist any attempt to put chains on him, of course, as I assume everyone else will.
Awesome. So Gavrinor and Tzizik, they kind of find their way to the back of the group. Obviously, they've been around longer, so they are much more wary. As you're making your way down this cell to the west of the screen, as you see, you notice that the crowds have basically diminished, and the guard seems to exit this area right here and move towards this door. This door opens, and a group of figures attack the guards. And it takes you a second to kind of like look at them. They look similar to the guards. However, they are masked, except obviously for their eye slits, and where you see should be skin, instead you see metal. And they start fighting the guards, and the guards start fighting them. Sifrid looks at them and says, he says, "Oh my goodness, we are being attacked by the Combine. We need to retaliate." And he says, "Please, if you will help me, these are some of my friends." And he moves forward to join the battle. And you see him enter the battle, and one of the guards falls, and then one of the assailants falls. And it's probably at this point that Gavrinor kind of comes up to you and says, "That part about..." Oh, sorry, no, that's Tzizik. That part about the Combine attacking, did you really know this was going to...
Perhaps a third one has spoke to me in my mind, but yes, of course I knew this was going to happen, but that's not important right now. Is there another way out? Because I don't feel like we really want to enmesh ourselves in this situation here. I guess looking towards the other side corridor to see, I know that there's that gap, but is there a door on the other side of the gap? Oh, that's a big gap.
You particularly, that the stairwell on this other side, that there is actually one here. It goes up because the way this prison was made was specifically to, deter prison breaks.
Right. I guess they're blocking our only way out.
So
Yeah.
I know this is kind of like a like a weird time to ask this, but are you guys really treasonous against the?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
Jury is
We're
technically still out on that.
we're
What does treason mean?
independent, I believe, than treasonous.
I see.
You're just splitting hairs. The answer's no. Anyway, we'll get out of. I believe that if we get through this, we will show that we are actually on the Empire's side.
Oh. I see. So. And all of this is happening as like these groups of guards are like in mortal combat right in front of you.
Oh,
So
they got it. They got it. Don't worry about it.
Sitsizik is like, so what are we gonna do right now?
How is Safrid holding up in this fight? I just kind of like want to see the skill level of these other assailants.
Well, let's see. Sifrid is actually doing fairly well. Go ahead and roll an insight check though. And as some of these assailants fall, you definitely see, the cowls on their masks fall off, or their hoods. They definitely have metallic bodies and faces, and you recognize these as a Jiri, or Warforged, essentially, from the Mayagolic Combine.
17 on insight.
Yeah, you definitely see that they are fierce warriors, and they are working very well as a group. It seems like this must be some sort of strike team, and you'd assume so with all the horns and everything going on.
You said there was 5?
I did not say a specific number.
Oh. Gotcha. How many do we see?
Let me pull that up. Sorry, it is loading.
Question. I'm
Yes, answer.
assuming that our equipment is not on the same floor as we are.
Well, that is an interesting assumption. You don't know. They took it from you when you entered, and you don't know where they stored it.
Is this a chest kind of in the middle of the room?
No, that is a table. And to be fair, some of the adornments you see in these rooms aren't actually there. It's the flavoring. But, as Sifrid is fighting them, and so to answer your question, there are 4 of them, 4 assailants fighting these guards. Sifrid is the only one fighting now, and his chances of survival are going down dramatically. He says, "If you please help me, there is a storage room right there with all your gear conveniently."
That is really convenient. Okay.
You don't have to tell me twice, my good friend Siegfried. I think
I got my equipment. I'm gonna jump in.
All right.
Yeah.
So, let's have everyone roll initiative. All right. Let me set this up. So we have Strap right here. Let's see. So you have 4 assailants. I wish my computer was faster. And we have 1 Sifrid.
Have we ever fought these Warforged type folks before?
You particularly haven't, specifically because in their, like the Mayagolic Combine, if you look at, where's the freaking map? Hold on, let me pull up the map. If you look at the map, the Mayagolic Combine is, sorry guys. Maybe I'll get a new computer for Christmas. Lol. Okay. So if you look here, the Megala Combine is actually like over here to the left. It's separated from the Bastion of the Crown, and there's actually like a kingdom in between. So the fact that they're here is pretty strange indeed. And it kind of gets you thinking, like, why in the world are they here? So, with that said, let's go back to this scene. There we go. All right. So, everyone is presumably going into this room for their gear, except Strap, because you have your fists. I will just go ahead.
Yeah, Karth, similarly, because he's as those who travel with him know, Karth is never unarmed because of his packed sword. So he'll summon his sword and join Strap on the line.
Yeah, I assume we do like a little, fist bump before we head into this. This isn't the first time we
That's right.
jumped into it.
Yeah, makes sense.
Let's see.
Cool. All right, so let's do initiative. Karth.
21. That's me, right? So I will go at the nearest one. Is that right in front of me? I guess.
Yes.
Assuming,
1
I'm assuming, yeah.
Let's just get everyone's initiative first.
Get in the order, right? Sure. Minus 21.
Okay.
I got a nat 20 for a 28.
Nice.
Okay. Let me just fix this. Sorry, this is taking forever. Okay. So nat 20, 28, 21, and then we have Strap, Karth, Callow.
I got a 9.
9.
I got a
I love it. Then we have Gwendolyn,
17.
17. You guys are rolling really well. And Kai.
18.
I love it.
cool. I don't need to go first.
All right. So, starting up initiative is, in fact, Strap.
Yeah. I'm gonna go. Whatever is the one like harrying Sifreed most.
Okay.
I'd like to just kind of, for flavor, like push off of him into a Superman punch for like a 1-2.
Gotcha.
Just punch the first guy
Cool.
twice.
Dig it. Go ahead and roll initiative. Or, sorry, roll to attack.
15 for the first one.
15. Not hit. Go ahead and roll second attack.
And a 16.
16 still does not hit. Or rather, you 1-2 punch, and it's like punching like a tin can. It's just like ding, ding. And you're like, oh my goodness, these guys are made of metal and therefore are pretty hard to hit. Anything else you want to do, Strap?
Yeah, I guess I'll just, because I'm pissed, go into a flurry of blows.
I'll dig it. Go ahead and flurry.
All right, 27 on that one.
27 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 10 points of damage.
10 points of damage. Second attack.
And that is 25.
25 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
9 points of damage.
9. Awesome. So at first you do the Superman punch, ting ting, and then you kind of like step back and you're like, well, that didn't really work. So let's look. And then you see kind of like a hinge point, and like right in between the neck and the shoulder, you kind of just like smack down, and it seems to give a little bit. And you're like, okay, so these things can hurt. And excellent. I think that's your turn. Next up is the dude that you just punched. So seeing that you did this, he is going to, and he actually has a short sword. He is going to first strike at Safrid, and that is a 21 to hit, so that does hit. 7 points of damage as he just slices Safrid kind of in the ribs. It seems that he'd gotten through his armor before. And then he's going to turn and do his second attack against you. That is a big old 10, which I presume doesn't hit.
Does not.
Awesome. Next up is the one next to him, so this one. He is attack Safrid. And that is 21 to hit, and that's another 7 damage. And then come back again and hit him again, and now Safrid is down. So Safrid is on the ground, bleeding out. But next up is this one's turn. This one sees that you are fighting, so he actually pulls out. It's kind of like a small crossbow, and actually aims it at Karth. For a 18 to hit.
That'll.
So that is 9 points of piercing damage, plus a plus 5 points of poison damage as it hits you, this bolt, and then seems to spread poison within. And then he uses his second attack to reload that thing and get another bolt in there. Next up, Karth, your turn.
Great. I'm sorry. So it's 9 of piercing, and what was the poison?
So it was 9 of piercing and 5 of poison.
Okay. All right. That's you'll pay for that one. So his packed weapon is a black longsword, jet black, and he is just going to go to the one who shot him. And unleash his thirsty blade, which is two attacks in the same attack action as part of his pact. So let's here we go. So first blow is 21.
21 does hit.
And the second, it's a miss. That's going to be a 7. Okay.
7.
So the damage on that 6.
6.
Yeah.
You also discover that they are indeed made of metal, and therefore finding weak points is pretty hard. So you know 2 swings, and you do some damage, not too much, but you definitely do damage.
Okay.
Next up, unless you have a bonus action.
No, not one I will take at this moment.
Awesome. So next up is Kai.
Alright, I'm going to
Okay,
enter
let's.
the main hall. And
Okay.
I am going to shocking grasp the one closest to me, whoever's.
Okay. You have enough movement to get really to anyone.
I'm gonna put myself. I'm gonna move into the center of them.
Like here.
Yes.
Okay. Also, this one looks different. It looks, for all intents and purposes, like this is the leader, just so you know. So which one are you going to shocking grasp?
The leader.
The leader?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Alright. And he's made out of metal also.
Indeed.
Natural 20.
I love it. So the way I do natural 20s is I take the full amount of the dice that you roll and then have you roll the dice again. So in this case, what is the dice that you're rolling?
It is 2d8.
2d8. Okay, so go ahead and roll 2d8.
Okay.
6. So I do 6 plus 16, which is the full amount of the dice that you. Is a total of 22 hit points that you do damage of lightning damage, and you turn to this automaton-looking thing, and you send electricity up and down its body. I believe it does not have reactions. Is that right?
I don't believe so. No.
Okay, gotcha. Cool. Anything else you want to do?
Gonna cast Expeditious Retreat on myself, and that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Is Shocking Grasp a cantrip?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And I'm assuming you want to move with that.
No, I just don't have it.
Gotcha. Perfect. Awesome. Next up is Gwendolyn.
Okay. So assuming that just grab all my stuff, that's in the locker room, basically.
Exactly.
Could I roll a history check to
Sure.
see more background behind who these people are, if I recognize any martial arts or army strategies in a way? I'm just giving you reasonings.
Sure.
But if I could do that.
100%.
Just to give myself a little... I just want to roll, okay?
No shame in rolling.
13.
Okay, that's 13.
So, you don't necessarily see much. In fact, what you do see is they are decked out in the same garb that you would see on prison guards here, which kind of tells you that this is more of an infiltration type thing. If they're here looking like guards, they've probably been here for some time, or they're trying to impersonate someone, or this is somewhat of a secrecy move,
I do. Making sure I did turn on my mic and not just talking to myself.
Yes, you did.
I've had it happen before. I think I'd like to cast invisibility on myself.
Ooh.
I think just at the but I can do at the second level, so I can do someone else. If I'm correctly reading that.
Yes.
Yeah, you can target one additional creature for each spell slot above second. So let's see. Who else? Who else is in the room with me? I don't know whose icon that is. Oh, and it's tiny.
That is Kahlo.
I'll do it on Kahlo too, since we haven't really entered into the fray yet.
Sure. Kahlo, you are invisible.
Yeah.
Can I flavor
And I
it
guess
that
that's everything,
went
'cause I don't
for
have double action.
camouflage? Like lizard, cuttlefish, camouflage.
Yeah. I'd say that works.
I'm a lizard, and it's silly.
Yeah, no. When you channel arcane energies into Kahlo, and Kahlo, you feel this natural ability to camouflage yourself, kind of turn it up to the max, and you camouflage every part of yourself perfectly. There's none of that halo invisibility thing going around, but you're invisible. You're gone. Gwendolyn, or do any bonus action or anything?
I think I'll try to sneak out and hide behind. Try to get further away, so not so close up.
Sure.
Because I've got low HP. Yeah, behind the pizza barrel looking thing. Sorry, that's where my brain went. I know. I don't know if they're there now. I'm declaring it.
It's definitely pizza.
And take a bite.
It's canon.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
that'll be my full turn.
That'll be my turn.
Excellent. Kahlo, it is your turn.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a sneaky
I'm a sneaky boy.
So I'm going
So I'm going to
come out
come
of
out
the
of the
door
door and I'm gonna
go to the
go to the other side of the hallway,
as
just
Gwendolyn,
Gwendolyn,
Okay.
and
I'm going
I'm
to
going to
throw
throw
a
a
dagger
dagger
at
at
the
the
leader.
leader.
Gotcha. So this one.
Correct.
Cool. Go ahead and throw.
That is a
That is a
21,
21,
21 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
and he is
and he is
engaged
engaged currently, correct?
He is.
Perfect. Sneak
Perfect.
into it.
Sneak into it.
So
Also, you are invisible, so you do have advantage on the throw. So if you want to, you can roll
I
again.
mean, you know I will.
nat
Nat
20.
20.
Serious? No way.
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, so with sneak attack, what are all the dice that you roll?
3d6.
Okay, so 3d6. And that's the total number of dice you roll?
So it's
let's see.
1d4
Okay.
for the
for the
dagger,
dagger
plus
plus
3d6.
3d6.
Okay. So go ahead and roll all that.
So
So
the dagger is
dagger-
8. And I get 8 for the sneak attack.
Okay, so 8 plus 8, 16, plus 22 because you got a natural 20. So 22, let's see, 28, 38. Wow. Okay, cool. So how you kill this creature?
Filthy.
I pull the dagger that I've been missing in my hand this whole time. I've been longing for its handle once again. I sprint out of the room, post up back to the wall with easy effort, throw my dagger as it spins in slow motion around the room and pins this dude right in the neck where his neck ball joint connects to the rest of his body. I'm just assuming.
Excellent.
And it pops it right off, and his head just rolls down the hall.
I love it. And the other assailants see this, and they seem undeterred slightly. They also are like looking around, trying to get like a bearing on where they are. But yeah, that's I believe your turn, Kahlo, unless you want to do anything else.
Well, with that, I will have come out of invisibility because I
Right.
made an attack. So I'm going to bonus action hide.
Okay. I will say, for intents and purposes, you duck into this room right here.
That works.
Go ahead and roll stealth.
That is a 17.
17. Excellent. That will come up later, probably. It would be the leader's turn, but he is dead. So, top of the round, it is Strap.
All right. This guy pissed me off. So I'm going to hit him twice in the robot nuts.
Love it.
Spell with a K.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Yeah. That is a 23
Yeah, that hits.
and an 18.
That just barely hits.
Okay. So the first one is for 8 damage, and the second one is for 7.
7. Awesome. Still standing. Starting to look like it has some wear and tear. Still moving fluidly, though, and in combat just fine.
Bonus.
Anything else you want to do?
Hit him again.
Excellent.
18 again.
Yep, that hits.
Another 8.
An 8. That one does not hit. Go
Sorry,
ahead and roll
that's just damage. Just
okay,
one
okay.
punch bonus
Perfect.
action.
Perfect. Go ahead and roll the second attack for your flurry of blows.
Yeah, so not flurry of blows, just a normal bonus action. To
Oh, okay. I got it.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it was
I believe
18 to hit, 8 points of damage.
Perfect. Gotcha. Anything else you want to do? Move or anything?
No.
Cool. Next up, he is going to turn on you and return the favor. So he, natural 1. He hits you and then takes too long kind of getting the sword back that you are able to outmaneuver him, and he effectively loses his second multi-attack. So next up will be this one, who is behind Kai, and he's going to try and slice you with his sword. That is a 11 to hit. Okay. And for his second attack, that is 19 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay, so first time you dodge, and then he kind of uses that as a feint and slices you on the other way with his short sword for 7 points of piercing damage. And then finally, it is the last one. He is right in front of Karth. He's going to put away his crossbow, pull out a short sword, and attack for that would be 12 to hit.
Exactly.
Awesome. So that is 7 points of piercing damage as he slices you down the arm. And he used his kind of bonus action to get his second sword. And that is his turn. Karth, you're up.
Karth gets kind of a crazed look on his face. He's really hurting. He is going to use his bonus action to Misty Step straight back. I guess, yeah, it's like on the other side of the barrels. Is that what we're calling them? There we go. And then he is going to fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts at that assailant who hit him.
Great.
And so, rolling once. 14. Great.
14 does not hit.
And the second, 12. So, yeah. So
12 does not hit. However, you do have technically at least half cover because of this large brazier that is in front of you, or pizza, fire pizza. So that will help if he shoots back at you.
great.
Anything else you want to do?
No, that will be it for me, I think.
Excellent. Kai,
Alright. I am going to. Where's our guard friend?
he is right here on the ground, bleeding out.
Okay, I'm gonna try to stabilize him.
Okay. That is a medicine check.
That's a 14.
14. I will say that stabilizes him. He's still unconscious, but he doesn't seem at risk of dying.
That would be an action, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everything else I have is action. So I'm gonna stand there.
Got it. That's what I love to hear. Gwendolyn.
Okay. If I were to cast sleep, would that also affect the party?
I believe it would, but let me check.
It says creatures, but it doesn't say not your friends.
Yes, I believe it does affect your party members.
Anyone need a nap? Okay, we won't do that. Okay, I'm gonna. Gwyn is gonna take a deep breath, and realizing that they have a potential friend now stabilized but still technically on the ground, is going to firebolt, and end up giving up. It would break the concentration of invisibility. But I suppose, without potentially hitting anybody else, go for the mystery man diagonal to Gwyn, the lone one.
This one, right here.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's what she would do.
Cool. So because you're invisible, you do have advantage. So go ahead and roll attack at advantage.
Cool.
Also, I'm going to change up the music.
Okay. We're just gonna do. Whoa. Okay. Never mind. I'm just gonna do a straight, a real
You're fine.
dice roll. I'm trying to find out what all these buttons do on the Beyond. Ooh, This is why Gwyn stays in the library. That's a 3.
Okay. Was that your first roll or second roll?
Oh, that was the. Oh, I forgot. Okay, shh. That didn't happen. Just edit that out in post.
You're fine.
11.
11. Is that plus anything or is that straight roll?
What would be added, if at all?
So it would be your spell
Oh.
attack bonus.
Wait, 11 plus
So-
7, so 18.
Yes, that makes a whole heck of a lot difference. That does
Hell
hit.
yeah.
So go ahead, go ahead and roll damage.
Oh man.
Woot.
Gwendolyn is sweating, just like.
There's the feminine wiles. They showed up.
Exactly.
Okay, so that is 2d10 fire damage. So 5.
Well,
Or is that a
D&D
seven?
Beyond tells me that it's 11, so
Okay,
I'll give you 11.
They need to choose a different typeface for that 7 because it looks like a 1.
They do. So 11 points of fire damage shot over this pizza / brazier of fire right into the face of this metal man. And that is your action. Do you want to do a bonus action?
I guess I'll just bonus hide back behind where I currently am.
Okay. So it is technically an action to hide unless you're a rogue. If you want, I'll say that you can use your movement to like go inside this room and effectively be hidden. I mean, you're not hidden per se, but you have like
Away, out of the way.
like if you're back here, he really can't shoot you. So, cool. Next up is Callow.
Okay. I'm going to. That dude's still alive, just around the door from me.
Exactly.
Okay. I'm going to use my movement to come out of the room and. Ooh. If. Oh, no, never mind. I'm going to stab him.
Stabby stab.
I'm gonna
Go ahead.
Stab him with my sword.
Go ahead and roll damage, roll attack. 18. That does hit. And I will say, because he's been getting attacked by lots of other people and you are hidden, you can roll at advantage.
I'm not gonna refuse. 22.
22. Still hits, so go ahead and roll damage with sneak attack if you want.
I mean, come on. Why would I not?
Well, if you put it that way.
Right.
If I have to. It's gonna be a total of 22 damage.
22. Excellent.
As I stick my head out, I go, oh, there he is, and stab him.
Excellent. So you get him right in what would be essentially kind of a chest component. You find a gap and you put your sword in and you start fiddling around with things that really shouldn't have swords in them. Do you want to use a bonus action to do anything?
Let's see. I would like to.
I'll just
Bonus action disengage,
Gotcha.
and then back up, kind of in between the braziers.
Like that?
Yep, perfect.
Cool. Awesome. Top of the initiative is Strap. Did we lose him?
You're muted,
Oh.
Strap.
Strap is. Oh, we lost him. There you
Oh, he died.
Oh, darn. Okay, we'll come back to Strap. Okay. Let's see. In the meantime, we'll do Strap. Well, he would be attacking Strap, so I'll skip that one too. So this one is attacking Kai. He's going to use his sword. Oh, he's back? Okay.
Sorry. Good.
Strap, it is your turn.
Okay. This guy's pissing me off. I need to put him in the ground. Strap's feeling real down about himself right now. His performance has been less than adequate.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to turn off my camera just to make sure my internet is okay.
So I'm gonna punch this guy 2 more times.
Have we lost everyone? Oh
No,
shoot.
we're good.
Okay.
No, we're here.
Strap. Good. I always get worried with tech. Strap. It is your turn.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And he can't.
Okay, so the first
I can't
punch,
hear you, so just have them relay it to me.
First punch for 19 to hit
19 to hit.
and a
19 to
natural
hit.
20.
That does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
And a nat 20.
Nat 20. That's what I'd like to hear. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage.
Roll damage.
First one is 11 points of damage on the first.
11 points of damage on the.
Awesome.
And then for the crit, rolled a 6 on my d6.
So there's D6 for the crit.
Okay,
So
that's 6 plus 6.
plus my modifier is 5, so 17 total.
17 total.
17 total. Between the two, or just the one?
Just on the crit.
On the crit. Awesome. So definitely this guy is looking beat up. In just a few short moves, you've taken him from doing pretty well to kind of on his last leg. Anything else you want to do there?
Bonus action, hit him one more freaking time.
Bonus action, martial arts strike.
And
Awesome.
that is a 27 to hit.
27.
27? Yeah, that does hit.
And
Go
another-
ahead and roll damage.
Another 11 points of damage.
11 points.
I rolled
He
all
looks like
sixes on mine.
you could
Are
blow
you
him
kidding
over,
me?
but he is still standing, still up. Anything else you want to do?
No.
Awesome. Next up is him. He's going to fight back. So he's going to 11 to hit. I'm presuming that misses. So again, 11 to hit. So he misses twice with his short sword, which makes sense because he is kind of wobbling back and forth, not standing up straight because he is about to die. Next up is the one facing Kai. He rolls a 22, so that is 7 points of piercing damage as he stabs you with his short sword. And then for his second attack is a 19. Does that hit, Kai?
Yeah.
Okay, that's another 7 points of piercing damage as he just kind of on both sides of your ribs gets a couple more stab wounds. And then the other one is going to pull out his he's going to pull out his crossbow and aim it at Callow and fire. That is a nat 20. So that would be let's see. First of all, that is 9 points of piercing sorry.
Uncanny dodge.
Uncanny dodge? Okay, well, that's
I'll
good.
take half. Yeah.
Cool. I'll just make it so it's not the crit. So it's just 9 points of piercing damage plus 5 points of poison.
Poison.
Yes. And then he's going to use the rest of his turn to reload the crossbow. And we are back to Karth.
Okay, so it's really on my nerves. Okay, so Karth is going to,
I'll kill him.
yeah.
Actually, hold on
Yeah.
1 second. I'm going to refresh because it actually
Go.
stopped recording. So I will be returning in just 2 shakes of something. I don't know the phrase, but I'll be back.
Shakes the rabbit's tail.
You got it.
That's what it is. That's what it is.
2 shakes of Strap's tail.
Yes. I'll be right back.
Hopefully, we don't need a lucky rabbit's foot at any point. Strap. I'm sorry.
I will kill you.
They took away the.
Except for not
lizard-
tonight, because apparently I can't freaking kill anything.
They took away the lizard folk feature that lets me use bones and stuff from dead bodies to make weapons. So unfortunately, I won't be able to saw your foot off and use it as a lucky charm.
Wow.
All right.
Sorry.
Also, that leader went way easier than the other guys.
Yeah, well, a little a good curtain sneak attack will do that, I guess.
Makes me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Yeah.
So how's everyone doing?
Pretty
Pretty good. Looking forward to a long.
Oh yeah.
I like that we're all still recording.
Yeah, right. I'm just gonna check the live stream and see if
Oh
it's
yeah.
even on.
Rolls
Everyone on
for-
live stream. Hi.
It's our
Yeah.
stream now. I'm gonna take it
It's
over.
me.
Are we all DMs here? Let's all take a different chapter of what happens next.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
We are the streamers net. Look at
And so there's a pot of gold unattended in this next room.
It's actually a dragon's horde, surprisingly. We are still streaming live.
3 ancient
Hello,
white
audience.
dragons lay sleeping in the quarters right next door,
Guarding those
Excellent.
pieces.
guarding more pizza braziers.
There we go.
Cast Charm Monster to befriend them so that we can fly them out of here.
And I am going to speak to them in Draconic so that
There
they
you
know
go.
I am their brethren.
There you go. You know what? I know Draconic. I'll help you with that. There we go. We're getting out
Excellent.
of here.
One shot done.
Yeah. There you go.
We won
We
D&D.
pull out a stick of dynamite. We blow up the rest of the rig.
Oh
There we
yeah,
go.
I forgot I had my cannon in that crate.
All right, hear me out. I've got 2 bags of holding. Now,
Okay.
if we very carefully put one inside the other
Sure, and run.
and run, I think we'll be fine.
My patron says it's a good idea. We should go ahead and do that.
All right.
That will not just end the universe. Go ahead.
Yeah, no.
Okay,
Everyone has
I'm
an
back.
immovable rod, right? Just activate your immovable rod, and we won't get sucked into the astral plane. It'll be fine.
Okay, I'm back. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
we already won, Justin.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We
Oh,
just
good.
played out it.
Yeah,
You guys won D&D?
We
Yeah.
found the
Yeah,
2 dragons
yeah.
you'd been hiding, and we decided to fly them away.
3? There was like 5.
What?
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
What are those other two
Go
up
back
to?
for the babies.
I cast
Okay.
Dracaris.
All right, Karth, it is your turn. Sorry for that annoying technical difficulty.
No worries, no worries. Karth, seething with rage at the guy who poisoned him, unleashes another 2 rays of his Eldritch Blast, and these are scintillating dark beams. In this case, both just shooting out of his eyeballs. Little disturbing to see. Let's see if for all that.
Excellent. Go ahead and roll.
Okay, 20 for the first.
That hits.
And 13, I guess that misses. Damage
Okay.
for that first blast is 6. I'm rolling low on this damage. There we go.
Awesome. So this guy looks like he is. You can see definitely marks of pain and anguish on him. He's not doing as bad as the first one, but he is getting there. So anything else you want to do, Karth?
No, he'll continue to take the cover he's got there.
Gotcha. Kai, your turn.
Alright, I am going to use Careful Spell to protect the people, my allies, and Kai's gonna raise his arm above his head, and his lightning scars light up as they flow towards his fingers. He's gonna snap and cast Shatter.
Ooh, I like that. So It is a dexterity or a constitution saving throw for everyone.
Yes.
Cool.
Save of 15.
Cool. And I'm guessing it's just like in the area around you, so it's just going to hit, and you're protecting, so it's just going to hit the 3 baddies, right?
Yep.
Cool. So here's the first one. That is a 21. Here's the second one. That is a 9. And here's the third one. That is a natural 1. So what would be the... just roll the damage normal.
All right. $17.
17 points of damage. So the first one takes half of that, which actually, as you snap your finger, these waves of electric sound kind of reverberate from your fingers. As it hits the first one just kind of like and kind of falls apart and is dead. So then the second one takes 17 points of damage, you said?
Yes.
Because that one failed. And then the last one takes double that, so 34 points of damage as it is unable to brace itself in time, and it takes the brunt of it because you're facing it basically, and it is looking very haggard and very, very nice done. Anything else you want to do, Kai?
No, because I'm gonna take an attack of opportunity if I do.
Gotcha. Well, actually, you have Expedition Retreat, don't you?
It lets me use dash.
That's right. Okay, cool. Next up is Gwendolyn.
Realization that I could have done so much more earlier reading my sheet. Okay, so I'd like to come back out of the room. A lot of the in and out peekaboo going on.
Totally fine.
But I'd like to retarget my corner mystery man and go for another firebolt. We'll just keep
Gotcha.
hammering it in.
Go ahead and roll to attack.
Okay, that's a 20.
That does hit, so go ahead and roll damage.
I love this. I believe 12 because the 0 on the D10 is 10, correct?
Yes, that is 12. And
it's fire
in fact, yes. So you do, in fact, destroy him. The fire hits kind of at the central weakened area that Shatter had opened up, and the fire kind of gets in and starts getting at some of those central components. He dies. Anything else you want to do, Gwen?
I will actually stay out for the time being.
You got it. And next up is Callow.
All right. There are still the 2 remaining, correct?
Yeah, there's just the one. So this one right here.
Okay. Okay.
So this one is actually a good guy.
Oh, right. That's our buddy.
Or well, he's not.
He's our
hurting.
guard.
Right.
Yes.
He's our friend that the DM has tried.
No. You guys chose not to kill him in this encounter, so don't put that on me.
Don't you put that on me. Okay.
I guess you could still kill him if you wanted to.
He's got kids, guys.
He's got kids, and as a father of myself, I don't feel comfortable doing that.
Well, you
when
guys
I
just
know
haven't.
he has kids.
I'm a father
okay.
of 2, and I'm going to curb stomp him.
Wow.
Would it help to know that the leader that you just killed also had kids?
No!
Well, we didn't know that.
That's
Everyone
right.
has
I
kids.
didn't know.
He
In
also
my
was hurting
ignorance,
us.
my ignorance was bliss at the time. The fact that I know he has kids,
But was he a good parent, though?
you know what? That's a good
Well,
point. That's a good point.
That is a
Basic-
fabulous question.
Basically, in my games, if you kill someone, you should just assume, even if they were evil, they were an excellent parent and had thousands of kids.
well, he can adopt the kids if we find them,
Exactly.
All right.
At the library. Gwen did
Little
well.
robot children.
Well, as
Exactly.
someone who is literally with nature as I am a lizard person, I don't like man-made construct people. That is the prejudice I've created.
Very
So
well.
I'm gonna throw a dagger at his face.
done and done. Go ahead and roll to attack. And you can use sneak attack because he is engaged.
That's a 19 to hit.
19 does, in fact, hit. So go ahead and roll damage.
And that is a 9 plus. Wow, 3 ones on the sneak attack.
Oh, gosh.
So 12 total.
12 total. This dagger kind of hits him in the chest area. He, well, you don't know what they are. It is looking around kind of frantically. You definitely see fear in its eyes. Anything else you want to do, Callow?
Two. No, I think I'll stay put.
Gotcha.
I'm not too worried.
Next up is Strap.
Can I, for flavor, I want to use one of my hops,
Okay.
my rabbit hops that allows me to jump 15 feet. I want to step back and kind of like rocket myself off of the pizza brazier
Okay.
into like a genuine Superman punch. And if I miss on this, I'm going to just use the rest of my attack action to cry.
Gotcha. Go ahead and roll to hit.
That is an 18.
8 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Finally. That is 10 points of damage.
10 points plus an extra 4 because that was super cool. So 14 points of damage as you basically rocket right into his face. You still have a second attack.
Okay. That is a 24 to hit.
24 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
7 points of damage.
7 points of damage. Still up, but
Gosh.
definitely looking bruised and battered.
They build these
it is-
things tough.
Yeah. It is now
Yeah.
its turn.
I'm going to
it's
spend
actually- Go ahead.
a key point for Flurry of Blows this time.
Nice.
I
Go ahead and roll to hit.
need to kill something. 17
17 just barely does not hit.
and 25
25 hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
for 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage. Still up.
Gosh.
Looking worse for the wear, but just not going down. So now it's its turn. It's going to disengage. And 5, 10. Go through the
And
door and basically just run. Who is next? Kai, you are actually Karth. You are next.
Okay. God, that guy might have a nice way for us to get out of here. Shouldn't let him get too far. Karth is going to. He shouldn't do this. He's too weak, but he's going to do it. He's going to misty step all the way towards that entrance.
Okay, right here.
Yeah, I think it's
I
30 feet.
Misty
Is
fist bump you.
No way.
as the shadowy comes through.
Yep.
I'm gonna go through and oh goodness. I'm going. Can I reach him? No.
Yeah, you could reach him, I'd say.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna try to do some damage with him. I'd like to see do some non-lethal damage just to put him down, but keep him.
Yeah.
Take my double swings of my black blade, looking all awesome.
19 hits.
So edgy.
19, and the second blow, 8. That's all right.
Okay.
So the damage on that first. Oh, these dice are doing me dirty. 6.
6. So you clock him on the back of his head. He still is standing, getting much closer to getting knocked out at this point. But that is your action. Do you have a bonus action? You missy stepped, right?
Yeah, Missy Step, so that's my
Cool.
bonus.
Cool. Next up is Kai.
Okay. I am. I'm gonna let him run.
Okay.
I'm gonna see what everyone else is doing. 'Cause
Gotcha.
I think that Karth is being a little bit reckless right now.
Cool.
Agreed.
Next up is Gwendolyn.
Okay. Reading. Can I do? Ooh, I think he's further than 30 feet of me. The guy you ran.
Yep.
Are we still in combat technically?
It depends on what you do right now. So Karth pursued, keeping himself in combat. If you do not pursue, then obviously you would not keep yourself in combat.
I'd like to pursue, so as far
Okay.
as I can, keep on the trail, so to speak.
Okay. So this is your full movement, essentially. You can dash if you want and get basically right next to Karth.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay.
The two squishiest people.
I love it. It's
Wait a
what
second.
DMs live for.
I'm a close third, so don't worry. I'm gonna come up right behind you.
Excellent. Next up is Kahlo.
I am going to follow them. I'm actually going to use my movement and then bonus action dash
Yes.
to get to him, and I would like. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna non-lethal, maybe like slice at his Achilles. Whatever.
Non-lethally perform Achilles surgery.
Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it's not a tendon; it's some sort of band
Sure.
or something. But
Sure. Go ahead and roll to hit. And you can use sneak attack if you want.
it's only an 11.
11 does not hit. It seems like he has armor there, or just his natural armor.
So that's my movement, my bonus action, my action. That's it. I yell out, "What are we doing with this guy?"
Next up is Strap. Anything you want to do?
I'll use my bonus action to also dash after. And I got a speed of 40, so I want to try and
Cool.
get in front of him.
Okay. So yeah, honestly, with your speed of 40, you wouldn't need to dash. So you were here 5,
Oh,
10,
okay, sick.
15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, you wouldn't even need to dash. So you're in front of him. You use your movement. Anything you want to do?
Tackle him.
Yeah, I'm gonna go for a grapple.
Awesome.
Try and pin him
Go
down.
ahead. Okay.
That is athletics, correct?
Yes.
15.
15. You do manage to grapple him, and yeah, he's taken to the ground.
Sick. Okay, yeah, then I'll just hold him there
Cool.
until we decide what to do.
It is actually his turn. He's going to try and break the grapple. So that's a 17. Go ahead and roll strength or athletics check. Or sorry, 18.
Ah, dang it. That is a 9.
9. So he does break the grapple and is actually able to, if I can see him. Okay, he is actually able to run. So he used his action to break the grapple, so he can only move
Yeah, I'm gonna hit him
30
then.
feet. Okay, yeah. So go ahead and roll your reaction to hit.
That is a 19.
19 does hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Only 6 damage.
6. Perfect.
But I'm going to do a stunning strike.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that is Constitution.
Yeah, DC 15.
Okay, so he rolled a 9. He is effectively stunned.
Great.
And that will put us out of combat, I'll say, because presumably you will all go up and restrain him or tie him up or something.
Sure. Yeah.
Jeez.
So you now are on the second level. Well, half of you are on the second. Well, most of you are on the second level. Kai, you are still on the third level. You have a combine warrior at your disposal. What would you guys like to do?
Hey, Dad, can we keep it?
If you promise
Well-
to water it and
Karth is going to just kind of say, look, these guys seem to be sort of some kind of strike team. It seems crazy that they're here. I figure out how they meant to get away. Hopefully they meant to get away.
And how you knew this was going to happen?
Well, my colleagues, I was going to ask, did I predict this? Or did I...
yeah, it seemed like you just kind of manifested it and it happened.
Honestly, both are impressive either way.
Perhaps we must discuss at some point the possibility that I am a god. But for the moment, I'm just going to go get my components, and I will return thus. So I go to the room and get my stuff.
Grab my mace.
Oh, yes, of course. But let's see if we can rouse this one and see if he can tell us how he intended to get out of here.
Okay. So and are you on the third level or the second level?
Karth, I guess, just goes back to the third level to get his stuff and then rejoins the group on the second.
Okay. And Kai, what are you doing at this point?
So our guard friend is still down, but he's
Yep.
stable.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and draw attention, like, yes, these guys probably know the way out, but so does this guy. Who I saved from death.
Karth, Kalo, what did we tell you about adopting these, or Kai, sorry, but adopting these randoms? But you have a point.
Listen, the man has kids. I know what having children at home feels like, okay?
Listen, I'm a rabbit. I don't know how many kids I have.
That's terrible. This man knows each and every one of his kids, and he told me about them at length.
Yeah, I feel really bad about killing him.
Okay,
He was pretty cool to us.
Gavranor and Tsatsizik kind of pop around the corner in this room up here.
Where were you?
They look at you and they're like, y'all know that those were combine warriors. Like, we ain't know nothing about fighting no warrior or things like that.
I pick up my dagger from the ground and I start to pick my teeth with it and I go, "Oh, we do."
Well, y'all different breed altogether. Gavranor is like, but we still can be of use in other ways, perhaps?
Sure.
For example, have you ever sailed a
Spectating.
boat?
I mean,
I have not sailed a boat. That will be quite helpful.
You mean like
Yes.
a boat on the water? No.
What's a boat?
Yes. Presumably you will need at least my help. And I believe Tsatsizik is also a good cook. Well, that's actually true. If you like cockroach.
No.
What? Yes. Oh my gosh.
I'm ashamed to say that I'm well versed in the process of roaches, yes.
I'm
Well.
vegan. I'm religiously
that makes
inclined
sense.
to inform you of that.
Well, I'm sure I can find something that suits your appetite. And what about the fine Miss Gwendolyn?
Well, Gwendolyn is not vegan, but knows all about the nutritional value. The value in that. She read all about it. But I think I might be able to, maybe dig around this guy's head, this soldier, and see if he's got any, thoughts bouncing around that could help us get out of here.
Do it.
As you do that, also Tsatsizik moves towards Sifrid on the ground and is like, "Were y'all just joking about me being able to?" No, that was Muno. That was Muno that wanted to eat him. But Tsatsizik still wants to eat him. Like, and he kneels down next to Sifrid and is like, "So, with regards to this, and what are y'all plans?"
Do you have any kids?
No,
Then we kill you.
I'm confused.
As a
Anyway.
group, we have decided we don't kill people with children.
I've
Uh,
killed everybody with children so far.
I don't
I'd-
think that we've necessarily agreed to absolutely kill people who don't have children. That seems a little,
Look, Kai, you can't have it both ways, brother.
You know what? I most certainly can. We don't actually have to kill anybody. Not that I'm above killing. You saw me do it. Didn't you, Strap?
Yeah. I get it. I didn't kill anything.
Well, I think
we all
Anyways.
agree. we're not gonna
we've all
kill
adopted the guard. Yes, we've all adopted Siegfried.
Yes.
If we can just get
so-
another one named Roy and tigers, we can start a show.
Well, maybe I'll name this Combine Warrior Roy. But as Gwendolyn, you're digging around in his head. What exactly are you looking for?
I think Gwen's gonna look for any residual thoughts of like plan, or since he was fleeing like escape related stuff, like a post, if all else fails, sort of things. Generally, I want to say anything that helps us, but I know I have to be specific in this manner.
Sure. And you're using what ability?
Detect thoughts spell,
Okay.
cast at the 2nd level.
Okay. Can you read that for me?
So, duration is up to 1 minute. You can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast it. You can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet of you. So, obviously, I go up to him. If the creature you choose has an intelligence of 3 or lower, or doesn't speak any language, the creature is unaffected. You intentionally learn, or initially, not intentionally. This is all intentional. You initially learn the surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind in that moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to other creatures' thoughts or attempt to probe deeper into the same creature's mind.
Gotcha.
If you probe deeper, which I will, the saving throw, and if it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if at all, its emotional
Okay.
state, and something that looms large in its mind. There's like 3 more paragraphs. Is that? Do
Cool.
you want me to keep going?
That should be fine. So,
Okay.
Initial thoughts you get are must return report.
Just Autobots noises.
No, it's actually like a normal voice. It would probably have like, must return, report to commander, report on the status of strike team leader Roy. I don't know.
I knew it.
So you guys already killed Roy. And if you want to probe deeper, he has to do a wisdom saving throw. So that
yes. DC
is-
15, I think.
So he fails. What would you like to know?
What do we want to? I already told you guys my plan. So is there anything specific that I should look for?
Maybe how long they've been here. and
Ships,
what
how
their
they got
initial-
here.
What their
Okay.
goal
Yeah, let's
was.
do methods of transportations, because since we're trying to head out, anything
Sure.
that could be beneficial to us also getting out.
So, you know that as far as transportation goes, they have 3 barges that have landed on the glacier at the dockhouse. They've destroyed all the other transports, and there's actually a few others circling the glacier and kind of somewhat of a picket line in case other ships are coming.
Cool. So there's like presumably 100 more of these guys.
Well, you don't know that there are hundreds. There are definitely enough that the guards here might have a problem.
Are we
But
able
an
to,
assault force would have, you would assume, some sort of smaller craft that they used.
unless they were already here?
Yeah, and like these aren't like giant barges. Like they could probably hold 10 to 15 per.
Okay. I was picturing like a freighter.
Sorry, no.
Like a skiff.
Yeah. Like I use the term barge because like that's essentially
Like a
what they
flat
look
top
like.
boat, but
Yeah, and like essentially they're like landing craft from D-Day, but enclosed and a little bit souped up.
cool.
Are we able to still dig around in his head?
I'd say you could probably ask one more question before the spell ends.
Would it be pertinent to know why they were here?
Yeah, I think that's one of the things when get down goals, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You dig around and you learn that the purpose of this mission was it's twofold. To essentially disable the prison and also rescue a specific prisoner.
It was oops.
Munal.
Good riddance.
Oops.
Could they have been coming to rescue me? I mean, I summoned this whole.
Are you their leader? I hold a
The
knife.
spell ends. The spell ends before you
But I
know.
like hold it up in like an accusatory. What did you do?
Carl kind of leans up against the wall and slumps down. Oh wow.
I like to imagine that Karth has like the emo like 2001 bangs that just come from the opposite side of his forehead.
Yeah.
That he just is,
Absolutely.
like, constantly playing with.
Black-haired
That-
version of Justin Bieber.
Yeah.
There you go. Exactly. His eyes vanish under it. There we go.
Yeah.
It's a full
That's
anime. He
Uncomfortably
looks
into
down.
my cam.
Oh, perfect.
Alright, so I've got a question. If they were here for you, Karth, why did we get put here in the first place? If they're after you, they could have just came to get us wherever we were.
You've got a point.
That's a good point.
I
Well-
guess I'll ask Satsik, whatever.
Mhm.
Lizard boy.
Yeah.
Lizard man.
So sorry. Like, who are like where would high value or like the highest of offense prisoners be? Like, where's max security? Like, where are those people?
Well, that's a good question. Not entirely sure, however.
So you bring cockroaches and no information to the table.
No,
Well, let
please,
me think
please,
here.
please
I've been
bring
here a long
cockroaches.
time. Say that again?
Please bring the cockroaches. I need the cockroaches.
All in good time. However, when I was first brought in, I saw that there was a staircase on the bottom level that led down. And my guess would be if they had special prisoners, they might put them down there.
I would think either way down under or way up high.
That's a good train of thought, exactly.
upward is currently blocked by a rather significant fissure.
I could jump it.
So, well, of course you can jump it. No one's saying you couldn't. Obviously, you could.
You don't
I'm
think I can
saying-
jump it?
I'm saying
I'll
you
go jump
can't.
it right now.
I dare you. You can't even do it.
Okay,
But-
wait, hold on. It's open down there. We could probably try to see up and down if we can see any indication of a building on either level. Either up or down, we can go look. If there's nothing there, there's nothing there. But maybe we can see where it's at.
Sure.
As long as it's safe over by the edge.
What
Sure.
would we do without the steady head of Kai around? Probably be dead.
Probably jump over ravines.
Yeah.
We would.
You're
Yes,
still
we-
probably gonna do it,
I
Strap.
might.
I'm just saying there's a
I'm not
perfectly
gonna lie to
good
you.
flight of stairs on the other side here.
So what are you
Okay,
gonna do?
Kai. I will follow you. Let's go. Let's go see what your elven eyes see.
Okay.
Only one of them's elven. He's only half elf.
That's true. Look, what does your elf eye see?
I just assume it's right down the middle.
Well, what do my elf eyes see?
So you go over to this edge. You're looking up and down.
Yes.
Okay. So make a perception check.
Alrighty. Let's see. $21.
21. You see down below two levels at this point, and then glacier. You don't see anything underneath, but looking up, you don't see anything strange up above. And presumably the Combine, if they did break this prison as it is, they probably would have done it in a way that did not risk the injury of this prisoner, which is what you surmise.
Okay. Alright.
Maybe we go down to one of the boats and we just wait to see if they pull anyone out.
That sounds like an idea. Are we leaving the guard here? I mean, is he stable? Will he be all right?
He'll be okay, yeah.
As long as the rest of
As-
the building doesn't fall on top of him.
Yeah, if it doesn't collapse or somebody comes up after us.
I mean,
But
to be
I-
fair, he's gonna look like a freaking hero. If his guard friends come up and find him with 4 bodies of these warforged robots, he's going to get the promotion of a lifetime.
Yep.
And wife.
So, can we find a way to block the door? Make it. I mean, obviously they split the entire glacier. There's not a whole lot we can do. But
This staircase visually has like a door leading into
Mhm.
it. Does it actually have a door there?
Correct.
Okay. Is there a way we could just like lock this dude in here so that 1, he can't follow us, and 2, no one can easily get to him to just
Which dude?
Sifreed.
Okay. Yeah, you can easily, like, I don't know about locking it, but you could probably jam the door with various things.
Yeah, I think we just leave him in here and hope for the best.
Yeah, maybe get him into one of the side rooms. Site. I might buy him a better chance.
Might cost him his promotion.
This is what we do.
Well, we don't want to risk that.
We drag him so he has there's a streak of blood on the ground, so it looks like he defeated them all, but then crawled away.
Sure.
yes, and then he'll probably think that we're heroes because we're the last people that were in here with him.
And then he'll be like, you know what? I'm not gonna go after them. They saved my life.
Yep. All right, let's do it. Let's drag him in the other room.
We're in.
Cool. So you drag Sifraid into this room.
Sure.
I don't
Okay.
think any of us are strong enough to carry him out of this building, so I think leaving him here is.
Well, giant man with 4 arms. We got
Oh,
freaking
that's right.
champ.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
He's
that
too weak.
dude, He's too weak.
Yeah.
He's been on a
it'd
cut
be like,
for way too long.
yep. Mm-hmm.
He needs to bulk.
On our way to the next place, I'm just going to be talking to him about the physical benefits of veganism to him.
Okay. Go ahead
Have you
and
tried
make
carnivore?
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Oh, I got a -2 to my charisma. Yeah, that's going to be a 1. Not a natural 1, but a well-deserved 1.
Yeah. He doesn't really even pretend to be listening. Like normal people would be like, yeah, sure. But he's just like, and then like no response after that.
Fine. I just keep talking anyway.
Yeah, totally fine. Everyone else hears, so take that as you will. You've probably heard this all before multiple times. But you drag Sifrid into this other room, and then you turn and you see this Ejiri, this warforged combine warrior, just lying on the ground, tied up. And what do you guys do with him?
Smash his head.
Very well. You with your mace, you walk over and smash his head, and he ceases to exist. Moving on. So what's the plan?
Well, I think we stealthily make our way down.
Okay.
If everyone's in agreement.
Has Gwendolyn read a book about this exact scenario?
If not, she's in the process of writing it. She's been taking notes this entire time. This is going to be her breakout novel.
Yeah, respectable.
Yeah, write the forward to
Just-
the book.
The memoir.
Well, assuming Karth ascends to godhood at some point, it would be a holy text.
Yes.
That's true.
Excellent. Yeah. So what's the plan?
I think the plan is to get out of the building and maybe make our way to the boats.
I mean, we truly have been here for like 5 hours at most.
Yeah, we've been here for only a hot minute.
It's been quite the day.
Do we want to know whether there's a deeper dungeon where they're keeping someone else? I mean, we did kill people, so probably won't be very thrilled to see us.
I mean, frankly, do we care?
Why do we care?
So, like, is this a massive prison? Like
Yeah, like roughly how many inmates are here?
So, to give you an idea, essentially, there are 2, 4, 6, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 40 in this one cell wing. There are 4 cell wings per level. So 40.
160.
Yeah, times 5, 160, 500, 800 prisoners in this glacier, give or take.
There's no shot, man.
Is this? I'm assuming this is kind of like the prison in Count of Monte Cristo, where like if we got out, it's like what would we even do other than take a boat?
I've never seen that movie
Okay.
or read the book.
Shot.
We're in the middle of the ocean, right?
Yes.
Like,
So realistically, our only option is get on a boat.
get a boat.
Yeah. Let's find ourselves a boat then.
Could we consider this tiddlywinking a short rest?
Short rests are about an hour long. Sure. If you want, you can take an hour.
I need my key back.
Sure. If you guys want.
Up to you. That's a long time.
Yeah, it runs the risk of.
Being
I mean, I certainly.
Kai, you're the
Oh,
brains of
God.
this.
Kai and Gwen, what do you think?
What do your elf brains think?
Oh,
2 half-elf brains make a full elf brain.
I was about to say that.
Oh gosh.
okay. Well, I guess. I guess we need to just start moving.
Let's roll.
Yeah, let's not run the risk.
Cool.
Because if they've already got
Default
this plan
aggressive.
in motion, they're going to be moving for their own escape plan, their
Sure.
extract plan.
Awesome. So,
I'm not going to kill anything anyway. Doesn't matter.
so the plan is to what exactly?
Make it
We're
to the
going-
barge area.
Okay.
Do we want to play dress up with the clothes that they brought in?
Ooh.
That's a horrible way to put it, but
So
Oh,
the clothes
yeah.
they're actually wearing is the uniform of
The
the
prison
guards of the
uniform.
prison. So you could play dress up as guards.
Have we
In
seen
fact-
any guards that are 3 feet tall?
3 feet tall. Oh yeah, there's definitely guards around that are 3 feet tall.
Great. So yeah, I'm fine with that then.
Cool. So does everyone grab uniforms? There are, including the one on Sifreed, there are 5 available uniforms.
Yeah,
I'll
strip
put
them
on
down.
some Freeds.
Karth.
Cool. So all of you are wearing guard uniforms. Gavranor and Tsatsizik are not. And
We'll chain
Basically-
them.
yeah, totally fine.
It's gonna be
they-
cool. Just roll with it.
They're like, I don't know, but they roll with it because they're NPCs. And so you guys make it down to the final level. You definitely, and the final level is different than these upper levels. The bottom level essentially has these 4 wings, but the center is different in the sense of it's kind of more complex. And on the upper levels, the center is kind of this central, like, kind of prison yard area. It's rarely used because it is so cold, so people don't go outside. On the bottom level, there's one section that leads out to the large kind of courtyard area enclosed by this glacier. And then off to one other side, there's definitely a kind of another large staging area within the tower. And over there, you do see a lot more commotion. You see the back of kind of this squad of Combine soldiers fighting away from you, like they're moving away from you. They're fighting a line of prison guards. And unless you guys want to do anything, you just walk right by.
We Scooby-Doo sneak.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's definitely like, big fight right there. You just walk right by. You kind of go out into the large courtyard. The courtyard is filled with all of the prisoners. Well, all the prisoners that did not die or get stranded up on upper levels and things like that. They are being cordoned off and kind of grouped by certain guards who are keeping their eye up and making sure there are no more attacking bands of Combine warriors. And there are some positioned specifically facing the exit, as if people had come from that direction to fight. So what would you guys like to do? Also, full disclosure, I can't hear Karth if he is speaking.
Yeah, and he wasn't. Can you hear me now?
hmm
Okay.
I think we just try to make our way through the crowd, right?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think as long as we don't draw attention, we should be okay.
Well, then I think we ditch the prison outfit if we're going to be making our way through
Okay.
prisoners
Probably a good call.
Yeah. I mean,
to avoid.
yeah. Can we discern like where
So,
that boathouse is?
In that case, you make your way out the exit of, like the walls. Like imagine if they took a glacier and carved out the middle, and kind of made a platform. So the walls of this courtyard are really high and they're all ice. And you exit out kind of a tunnel, and you see a path that leads to somewhat of a gatehouse that has walls going off of each side that embed themselves into more of this ice glacier mountain area. And you see that the path kind of winds down towards this gatehouse and then winds down towards a dock, kind of a boathouse with 3 docks jutting from it. And next to each dock is one of these large crafts made completely of metal, very boxy, but towards the front pointed a little bit. And like smoke and steam are coming up from large pipes in the back. And so let's see if I can pull up what you see essentially.
Is there a way for anybody to get us through the wall without having to go through the gate?
What am I doing?
I guess we're not at a high enough level for something like that.
What's a level?
Huh?
Sorry, I can't hear Karth or Strap now.
Yeah, I haven't said anything.
I got a strap.
Can
you hear me?
guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can hear.
Okay.
Why is my computer like this? Can you just relay what they're saying, or should I refresh again?
They're making
They
jokes.
aren't currently saying.
Classic. Okay, so
We're ruining your
as this is
game.
loading, what do you guys want to do? There it is.
Well,
We gotta get down there.
Yeah.
I can try to break the wall down.
Here's a crazy idea. Okay, you ready?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We start a prison riot as a distraction. And you know, if we accidentally kill 1 or 2 people, oh well.
Or
think
we
we'll-
split the prison in half.
Wait, that's a great idea.
Well, how did I do it last time? I lied to somebody. I just have to lie to somebody, and something happens.
Lie to me. Tell me a lie. Say something.
The walls are melted.
Who are you talking to?
Card.
Oh, okay. Sorry. I'm gonna refresh. I'll be right back.
Well, he's oh, what's going on? I don't understand.
He's lost his mind.
We won again.
Oh,
Does anyone have
There's-
summon ice dragon?
yeah.
Yeah, Karth, you just need to say like, "Hey, tiefling dead lady, just a heads up, the whole glacier is gonna melt here soon."
There we go.
It'll work, I promise.
That's it worked last time.
I mean, you're 1 for 1.
There we
Shooting
go.
at 100%.
Yeah, you're shooting at 100%, and you know what? That's better than everybody else. So
Okay, so let me get that straight. You want to tell them that it's melting?
I'm going to declare it and sum it into being.
Okay.
manifest it, baby, manifest it.
Okay, go ahead.
And if it works, then I will
There's a-
make
We
you.
will become your cleric.
Magazine.
There,
Get it out of the
exactly.
magazine. Put it on a vision board. It'll happen.
I mean, honestly, I can't argue with that.
It's sound logic, I swear.
It's gotta work. I just got to psych myself up to believe it. To believe it.
You got this.
See it.
Spring break, I believe in you. So we're
If
just
this
gonna
works, it
continue
could be
this
another
campaign
book.
forever, right?
There we go.
Gwendolyn's already writing.
Yeah, this is
Writing the-
series number 2. It's called Prison. Point Break.
All of us, our homework is go watch the show Prison Break from start to finish,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we just do what they did.
I seem to remember it was pretty.
Yeah, that seemed.
But maybe that'll work.
It's so crazy, it just might work.
If not, there was this book called Escape from Alcatraz. It was in like the dark corner of the library.
I seem to remember we need like rain jackets and a bunch of duct tape for that.
Okay, I'm back.
And it's
All
not
right.
clear whether or not they actually got out.
Yeah.
Well, Karth is vision boarding manifest that this ice wall is going to melt.
And it's global.
It's gonna work. Work. I
It's a
can
good
feel
thing
it.
this Earth is flat.
Yes. So my friends, if this is it's going to break down with the merest effort. And to make it happen, I'm going to fire my Eldritch Blasts at it.
Okay.
And
So, what exactly are you firing at? Just the wall next to the gatehouse?
how might can we get the gatehouse? I'm assuming the gatehouse. We're trying to get through that.
Okay.
But did I mishear it? So I can just target the attack on the gate itself.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. Okay. So firing both.
As we walk through the crowd, can I just real quick shank someone and be like, "Whoa!"
Yeah, you can definitely do that. I probably didn't explain it very well. So, like, there's the central courtyard, a tunnel that leads out from it, and then a path down to the gatehouse. So, like, there's like two kind of gate sections essentially.
Okay.
You can definitely shank someone. I will never say no to that.
I mean,
Do they have kids though?
Do they have? Oh my
hey,
gosh,
I
they do.
I just asked mine and go, "Do you have any kids?" No?
He says,
Okay.
"Yeah, I do. Thanks for asking."
Oh,
you-
man.
You find the one person in the freaking 800 prisoners that doesn't have kids.
I would
And
just
they're
like
actually
to
like a
do
nice
what I
person.
can to start a prison riot as a distraction.
Okay.
As even more distraction.
Sure. Go ahead and roll performance.
Oh, no.
Also, for damage to the gate, if you wanted to still do that.
I rolled to hit 10 and a 12. I don't know if that's necessary or.
I mean, definitely hits. Go ahead and roll
Okay.
damage.
That's a
All right,
19 on a
so-
performance
Oh,
check.
finally. 10 on the first blast and 2 on the second. So 12 total.
Excellent. So the gate definitely blasts through, and the prison riot starts. But obviously, timing of things. You guys were in the courtyard,
Yeah.
started the prison riot,
Yeah.
then you ran through the tunnel out towards the gatehouse. It seems that this portion of the glacier has been, for the time being, abandoned by the prison guards. So as you blast the gate from on the gatehouse, you like walk in and there's no one in there. So you know if you want to continue like on the other side, you can. There's just no one in there.
Is there like a prison guard house that's just like lined with pictures of children?
Yes, that's actually one of the outbuildings in like the courtyard. It's just like, and it's not just lined with children. It's like it's an orphanage, but like they take turns. They take turns taking care of these kids, and they're just like,
full of actual children.
yes, it's the collective children of this prison. So everyone in this prison has kids.
We're terrible people.
I just start punching them all.
bunch of the kids.
And all the kids.
This prepares you for life. I
Ugh.
love it. So yes, you're in the gatehouse. You on the other side, you see the path that leads down to the boathouse, and you see 3 barges. And the docks are pretty long, and they're kind of they're like those kinds of docks that are tied together essentially, so that way they can like ride the waves, because they're not really static. They're more just moorings, I guess is a way. No, that's not the right. Anyways, and
Like
you
buoys.
see 3 points of light. So you see a point of light at each barge, and you see certain bits of movement. So you assume that each barge has a group of somethings at it.
Can I start tearing down a little bit and kind of go Anakin from Clone Wars and just like see which one's the fastest? That has the specifications that I like.
Okay, so make
No.
a
Nothing about boats.
Yes. Make a perception check to see how good you can see. So how far away are you trying to be from the from
I
the
guess from the gate, how far are we looking at?
Okay, let me my computer can't handle the Foundry VTT, so instead, let's just see if I can just pull up a picture. Let's see if a picture can actually happen.
We could just use theater of the mind.
Yes.
These barges are connected directly to the docks, correct?
They're moored, so they're tied up, but they're not like spaceship docked to the
Right.
docks.
And these docks are floating docks.
Yes, and they're all pretty long. This isn't necessarily to scale, so there's a significant altitude decrease from this gatehouse over here to the dock house. If that makes sense.
Sure.
And we're currently in the gatehouse.
Yeah, essentially, unless you
With
say
all the
otherwise,
orphans.
you're right here. See this? This is their schoolhouse where they learn school stuff
We burn it to the ground
with the orphans inside.
with the orphans. Oh my God.
So yes, you're all right here. You wanted to run down, see, and like get a better vantage.
Yeah.
I have an idea. What if the docks are floating and the boats are connected? What if we cut one of the docks loose? It will send the dock and the boat floating away. It will cause the groups on the other boats to be like, whoa, what's happening? They'll get off of their boat, run and help that one, and we'll jump onto one of those as it's empty. We'll pull a Pirates of the Caribbean.
I mean,
I think they might notice putting into breaking up one of these docks, but
Callow's pretty slick.
I can
and
just
sneaky.
sneak down there and I'll just start sawing
I'm
away at
not-
the ropes.
I'm not bad with the sneak.
You can punch a rope,
Dude, I'll punch the heck out of any rope I see.
all the ropes. Kill him.
I think should can
Or
we
just
see?
pick one of the 3?
Can we get a look at I mean, if there's one, the lightest might be the one we want to go for. But I don't know how close we need to get. Obviously, we should do as as possible, but get close enough to be able to see, I guess.
Let's make our way down.
Cool. So
What if we had, so we have the high ground currently, right?
Mhm.
Like it's
Don't try
a
it.
pretty steep decline down toward the docks. What if, Gwen, do you got any more of those fire bolts in you?
So
Booyah.
we good.
So what if you just rain down hellfire onto this one that's to our left while we're up here, while everyone else starts making their way toward the right? If you shoot off a handful of those. Presumably, it would take a couple seconds for people to gather themselves and start running up. And we just have a team ready over on the right to take over one of the boats. Kind of the same idea, but we just are, setting fire from afar using our strengths of Gwendolyn's fire. Maybe Kai could do some lightning stuff, I assume, because that's like your whole motif.
So,
I've got a yeah.
What if we did that? But okay. Gwendolyn and I have the same spell. We have invisibility.
Yes, I was
And
about to bring
Kala
that up
is
as well.
Very, very sneaky.
Snake to snake.
So,
I bonus action hide and I'm gone.
so we can just get on the boat, untie it, and then we'll deal with whoever's on the boat when we're far away from here.
Sure. I am also pretty sneaky.
Sneak up behind, whisper in his ear. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
I think I would, out of reaction, take a punch.
Yeah.
So it would just be like, honestly, like if we just say like group sneak,
Yeah.
do we trust that?
To the boats.
Yes, I think that we can do that. We've done it before.
So are we doing the fire then the sneak, or just
So-
all sneak?
All of our many well-remembered adventures that we all share collectively.
Remember Pocatello in 1989?
Yeah. Remember
What's
book
that
one,
was-
volume one,
Yeah.
season one?
We gotta pull the rat trap
Encyclopedia
from,
B.
from Fallujah.
Gwendolyn, we have encyclopedia series now, thanks
Yeah.
to you.
And I have scrapbooks. I got everything we need.
Do you still have the
rem-
tickets from the opera that we went to?
Yes, I do.
I love that.
Okay, so, but yes, I think that we can all get away with a group sneak. We might even
Do it.
be able to get away with neutralizing on the boat before anyone on the dock notices.
Visible ones can kind of go ahead. That way, if those of us who are sneaking, I mean, I took some bad hits. I might be trailing blood. If any of us get spotted, then those who are
Caleb,
invisible.
You're pretty rough, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay.
I'm untouched.
Because you're smooth.
I could be better, but I'm okay.
Well,
So I kind of have the invisible go ahead.
Scout ahead.
The rest,
we
and then if anything goes wrong with the snake, those who are invisible can, help us out.
well, there's 5 of us, and 4 of us can become invisible
Yes.
at the cost of a little bit of energy.
I don't need to be invisible. I got this.
Gavranor and Tsitsizik are like, what
Oh,
about
shit.
us?
Oh shoot, you're still here. Oh no.
Damn.
They're like standing in chains right behind you,
Oh hey, let me get those off you. Sorry.
Behind all the orphans.
behind all the orphans.
That's
Hey, do you guys mind watching these orphans for us?
Oh yeah, of course.
Okay.
We love
I'll-
kids.
I'll take their chains off. How good are you at sneaking?
Yeah.
Well, it's been a while.
Just out of character, did we end up taking a short rest?
Did you?
I don't.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
What does everyone say?
I think we decided not to.
I
Yeah.
also believe that's the case.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm not turning invisible anytime soon. But yeah, I can snake with everybody else.
Gotcha.
Okay, you two. The ones who didn't go to the opera with us. We're gonna sneak ahead. If things go sideways, you guys rush, and you're gonna have to help us take them out.
Okay. Perhaps we should go look for weapons.
Just use the orphans.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I totally forgot these were around.
I have an extra sword and an extra dagger here.
I've got an extra dagger.
Okay.
How good are you in a fight?
I am very good. Zizek is like, I consider myself a pacifist.
Well,
It's
can you
this long.
But what about a
swim?
vegan?
I can swim. However, I cannot swim in ice cold water.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay, how about this? Let's go.
Okay.
Okay. So, with that, Callow moves ahead, uninvisible. Not invisible, right?
Not invisible, just sneaking.
And Gwendolyn and Kai make invisible Strap, Karth, Gwendolyn, and Kai, correct? Cool.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, okay.
you move down. Your first stealth check will happen here in the boathouse. Everyone go ahead and roll stealth. At advantage if you are invisible. And normal if you're Callow.
17.
17.
24.
24.
Must be easy when you're invisible.
I got a 12.
12.
I got a rock.
21.
12 and 11.
So,
You're
classic
invisible, I
banter.
can very clearly see you.
Well, it's not so much that you can see, but as Gwendolyn and Kai walk in, you accidentally trip over some boxes and they fall to the ground. In the room, there are two Combine warriors standing, kind of keeping guard. They move towards the boxes. I'll have Gwendolyn and Kai make a dexterity check to essentially stop from bumping into these warriors as they move towards you.
Oh, God.
Can I aid by throwing one of my darts like into the water to like
Yeah, sure.
distract away from it?
I'll say that'll be performance.
Ooh.
6.
Huh?
I got a
14.
13.
13, 14. 14. Yeah, I'll say that's enough to help. So Kai, go ahead and roll again.
Okay. That's a 19.
19. Yes. So you guys are able to dodge out of the way. However, you're still in this room. And two things. One, you need to decide which boat you're going to. And two, everyone needs to roll stealth again.
Should we go to the closest one on the left?
Yeah, I would say close the distance. Go for the shortest.
I would agree.
Do I remember, like, as we were running up, kind of from the two that I could see how many people were on either side?
Go ahead and make a after the fact persuasion check to see if you could see how many people are there.
Perception?
Yes.
Okay. 12.
12. I will say you did not see how many were on the right side. However, on the left side, you saw. Let me pull this up. Sorry, it's loading. It was slow internet. You'd think for someone who works at home, I would have better internet and a better computer. Okay. So we'll say it's about 4 or 5, but if that number changes, I'll let you know.
Okay.
Honestly, I say we send in Callow by himself because these things obviously were like vulnerable to his damage because that's the only way he could have done more damage than me. as if they were like susceptible to him particularly.
Yeah, I'm just really good. I think I just kind of knocked the pin that connected his head off, and it kind of just like popped out, and his head fell off.
Yeah, or luck too. That's kind of the only two conclusions I can come up with.
I'm pretty sure
Sorry.
I'm gonna take the
Too.
lucky feet.
There are only two figures off to the left.
Oh, boo! Yeah, we're going left.
Yeah, let's go left. Excuse me. I would like to sneak ahead of the rest of the group to kind of
Gotcha.
scout a bit if I can.
Okay. Go ahead and roll stealth. First of all, everyone roll stealth for the central chamber again. Sorry, this boathouse.
21.
14.
14.
25.
25.
At advantage or not?
At advantage. Yeah. Unless.
okay.
Yeah. At advantage if you're invisible.
Okay. 20.
20. Kai was the 14 at advantage.
Yes.
Okay. And Gwen.
Mine was 16 at
16?
advantage.
Okay. So you do manage to move out onto the dock. However, one of the figures in the boathouse hears your footsteps, Kai, and is walking towards you. And it's not so much footsteps. It heard kind of a creak, and it's like, okay, I better check it. So he's slowly walking behind you. You guys are keeping pace in front of him. Callow, make your way forward. Go ahead and do another stealth check, just Callow. As you approach, the two figures are standing over in this area. Also, forgive me, the software it uses doesn't actually have metal D-Day landing boat barges. Instead, they just have rowboats. So, sorry.
That's a
I'm picturing metal.
What was that?
19.
19. Awesome. So you are able to kind of jump behind barrels, boxes, buckets, I guess, anything that starts with a B. And you are able to get right up next to the entrance to this boat. You can enter if you want.
I'm gonna do a little peek my head in and actually, it's a doorway like leading inside the boat? It's not like
Yes.
a deck on top.
Exactly.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do a little peeky boo inside.
Cool. So you peek inside. It seems currently empty.
Okay. I am going to wave everybody over, and then before they get to me, I'm going to enter by myself.
Okay. Everyone else roll. And Callow, you enter just fine. Actually, go ahead. As you enter, you're going to have to make another stealth check because you are stepping onto a metal boat, and this is new surroundings.
28, baby. Come on.
19.
19 for Karth as well.
Oh yeah, we do a stealth fist bump.
That's right.
You guys totally miss.
Yeah, you barely can see.
And actually, Gwendolyn's like, ow, as one of you like punch her in the shoulder.
That's going in the book. That's a whole chapter. Abuse.
The grievances.
Yes.
The nerve these guys had.
So what was the lowest anyone got?
Oh wait, I'm still invisible.
Yes.
Okay, that didn't matter. I got 12s.
12. Okay.
12.
So again, you seem to knock over a pile of boxes and kind of get tripped up in a netting. Everyone else manages to get onto the boat. You kind of fall prone. These two figures start moving towards you, and they're slightly bigger and bulkier. Make a dexterity saving throw to avoid just bumping into them.
You better not leave that out of your book.
This is incredibly
Well, yeah, it's guide.
well edited.
Oh, here we go. Okay. It's a different dice.
Okay,
Okay, 18.
18. So you roll out of the way, and manage to stand up and board the boat once more. But you do have to make one more stealth check.
I
Man,
hate
I'm
y'all
so
for
glad
this
I
plan.
picked rogue.
You'd think, yeah, like
Is that an advantage?
yes, it is at advantage. Rogue is definitely a smart choice when you're escaping from prison.
Ooh, I got a
Oh.
9 or a 10. Don't know which one's better.
Ooh, okay. So you basically trip into the boat and land with a doom. Both of the guards,
Legs.
yeah, both of the guards see this, and I'm assuming that one of you is at the door and like closing the door, cutting the rope, and just rocketing it off, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll take
Yeah,
it.
that's the plan.
Cool. So as you do this, you manage to, well, so who's driving?
Does anybody
Oh,
have proficiency with water vehicles?
Did we leave behind?
Sorry, who? Cut the rope.
Guys,
Meanwhile,
uh,
two prisoners are teaching orphans how to shank people
Um,
And drive a boat.
and drive a boat.
which
At the same
which one
time.
of us? I mean, I'm assuming none of us are sailors. I
You gotta
certainly
make
am
a
not.
quick decision. Who's driving? Otherwise, they're gonna start opening the door.
I put my duster back on, and I find the closest thing that I could find to a tri-corner hat,
Nice,
and I'm gonna drive.
excellent. So, go ahead and make. Let's see. It would be. I would say you can make a just straight intelligence. You can make a history check, or you can make an insight check to
Seems
intuit.
like something Gwendolyn should have taken care of.
Gwendolyn, maybe.
Missing
maybe
right. Gwen
She
is
was too
looking
busy
for a
writing
three-pointed
and
hat
breaking
now.
her nose on the floor.
Lol.
Gwen, I know you're
Right in that
probably
tattoo.
not in a great place, but do you know any books about sailing boats?
I got
she
a
definitely would've read those.
17 on insight.
17.
Everything else would be like a 14.
Nice. So 17, you very quickly intuit how this thing works. You pull the lever, and it starts going, and it starts driving. You find the wheel. The person at the wheel is kind of at this like raised part of the boat where the ceiling. I don't know the words for boats, so forgive me. The ceiling of the room inside the boat, or the upper
The
deck.
wheelhouse.
The wheelhouse. Thank you.
You're
The
welcome.
ceiling of the wheelhouse is, or I guess the wheelhouse is raised up, so you can actually see what's in front of you. And you turn the wheel. You start driving out towards the opening of this kind of bay, this natural bay in the in the glacier. And pretty soon you do hear noises behind you. Or I guess you don't because you're inside a boat. But if you look out the windows of the back of the boat, you see both of these barges coming after you.
I
So
ask Kai if he can use the gust cantrip on my coat to make it flow behind me.
Kai,
that would be a stupid use of gust. What we can do
No.
is we could possibly use tidal wave and try to push them back.
Can you do that while you focus on gust? I
Can you
didn't
do
think you
that
could do both at
at
the same
all?
time.
His prestidigitation to make Strap's coat flutter.
God bless you.
You got it.
so Karth is no longer invisible. So Strap has a floating coat, but you're not
Invisible.
you're invisible. No one can see it. So, as you are, yes, as you are being pursued by these barges, the question is, where do you guys go? What's the plan?
We need to head back to the bastion.
Let's head back to our obvious headquarters that we definitely have.
Sure, why not?
As long as we can fit the boat in the headquarters.
I guess Karth would keep an
Of
eye
course, we own a castle.
with the dragon.
Yes, those
Yeah, where
three
did we land
dragons.
those 3 dragons?
Exactly. If I think I don't know what everybody's attacks are, but if any of these other barges get within 120 feet, Karth is watching to set off some Eldritch Blast their way.
Sounds
I
good.
can throw a dart about 20 feet.
Can I investigate the ship to see if they have any sort of armaments?
You can indeed. Go ahead and roll the classic investigation.
No, that was so close to a nat 20, but it's a 19.
19. Yeah, you find very quickly that this boat does, in fact, have weapons. Kind of on both sides of the boat, and they're kind of shaped in a way that they can point like multi-directionally. You can turn them and stuff. They can point aft or fore. You find them. You can use them. You can run them.
Fire the cannons!
Cool. So go ahead and roll. That's a +3 to hit.
Okay.
I kind of made some simplified boat statistics stats.
It's a
Cool.
16.
16 does not hit. You fire, and you're on one side of the boat. You're only kind of using one of these weapons, because obviously you can't be at 2 places at once. You fire, and it launches, and then poof, right in the water. The boat kind of turns and dodges it, and is coming forward. One of the boats seems like it's moving towards you faster than the other one.
I knew it.
I guess Karth can see if he can use the other. It's a longer range than his attack. He'll see if he can land the other gun.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll to hit with a +3.
Strap, you gotta gun it.
Where are we?
Throttle. Take us to the danger zone.
I think we also
Yeah.
glazed over the fact that Kai said he could make a tidal wave.
Yeah, what's up with that?
Yeah. Because I plainly am still learning how to fire this thing because it went very wide.
All right. Well, could I use tidal wave to push these other boats back?
You know, I'm pretty sure that this is one of those scenarios that tidal wave was kind of created for. So 100%.
Yes.
Can you
Okay.
also read me what that spell does, just so I'm not making myself look dumb?
Absolutely.
You could never do that. You're beautiful.
Thank you.
And we already beat your game like 3
It's
times
true.
already. So
Yeah, you did it while I was not in the room. So
it's
that's how you
very
know it.
convenient.
yeah.
Conjure a wave of water that crashes down on an area within range. The area can be up to 30 feet long, up to 10 feet wide, and up to 10 feet tall.
Okay.
Each creature in that area must make a dex saving throw. On a failed save, 48 bludgeoning, and is knocked prone.
Cool. And what is the range?
The range is 120 feet.
120 feet. At this point, I think they are a bit out of range, and you'll probably be able to use it on one of them. You know, kind of the parameters of the spell. I'll say if they get too close, you can use it, and then it'll push them back. But right now, they're a bit too far back to even use it.
At this point, I have given everybody as the self-appointed captain roles.
Mhm.
Karth and Callow sharing the powder monkey, with Kai being first mate and Gwendolyn being quartermaster.
Very good.
I got him.
We all are very aware that Kai is the actual captain of our group. So
He's just made you the helmsman and tells you you have.
Yeah.
The boat is
Strap
yours.
is the figurehead.
He very much believes in you.
but in my mind, I am now.
Excellent.
for this small moment.
Excellent. So you see that you are outpacing the slower barge, which actually looks to be heavier and bigger. But the faster barge is slowly gaining on you. And in about 5 turns of us doing something, they will gain. So this turn, what would everyone like to do to try and stop them from reaching you?
Fire again.
Yeah,
Okay.
I just say we lay waste from afar.
Gotcha. Karth,
Steady
Kahlo,
as
go
she
ahead
goes.
and roll to hit.
Kai, you just keep that gust coming.
18 for Karth.
18. So, Karth, you track the boat, and it actually does hit. You see that it stops them for a second, but then they're still coming. It wasn't enough to destroy the boat, but you know that they can't take much more than that. So, definitely want to keep
Excellent.
doing that.
I only got a 15.
15. You guys kind of worked in concert this time, so Kahlo shot first, causing the barge to dodge right into the line of fire of Karth. And kind of the 1-2, it got it with the 2. Kai, Gwendolyn, Strap, what are you guys doing this turn?
I'm just offering as piratey a newfound accent that I'm slowly workshopping. Like, great shots, Callow and Karth.
I
I love it.
Alter ego of yours, Strap, is just absolutely something. It's something.
It's inspiring.
Inspirating.
It's
Inspirating.
Youch.
Some
just-
good
That's not going in the
inspiration.
Every single
Inspiration.
time they've ever been on a boat, he acts like this.
Dad jokes are allowed, okay?
This is also my first time on a boat, apart from coming to prison.
On the way to prison, Strap was using the same accent.
Yes.
Sorry, that's being a big ice.
Treason, eh?
I love it. Okay, so in that case, it gains a little bit more, coming closer, probably about 4 more turns, and it'll be right upon you, presumably to board the boat. So, what would you guys like to do this turn?
Yes, well, I'm going to fire away.
Got it.
Fire again.
Go.
My frail little arms aren't.
Yeah, no, 12 on that one.
So they have understood in the other boat that whoever's firing this is not proficient in it, so they are able to watch and then kind of dodge them fairly easily this time. You guys might need to bring a little bit more to the table next time in order to get it there. Kai, Gwendolyn, Strap, what are you guys up to this round?
Do ye half-elves have any ammunitions ye can fire? Ye.
Yee.
Are
We
they within
made it.
120 feet?
That's absolutely unnecessary. Okay.
I disregard ye, matey.
I knew you would. Okay.
Yeah, are we within 120 feet of them? Or they of us, rather?
Let's see. Doing the math. Next turn they will be.
Okay.
Okay.
So next turn.
Be the locker for them.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'd have to wait until they get closer.
Sounds good. So they do move into range. And what does everyone do this time? So they're 3 away.
I am. Is this boat made out of metal?
It is indeed.
Okay. So we still have a little bit of time before we have to use tidal wave. I think that I should use lightning bolt and eat one of the turns.
Ah, we went
Sorry.
into infinity. Saw my life flash before my eyes.
Welcome to the quantum realm, me hearties.
Yes.
Oh, nope. Never mind. It won't reach.
I am King the Conqueror.
It won't reach. Dang it.
How far does lightning go?
Lightning is on self, and it reaches 100 feet. If it's just
Oh.
now in 120, I can't hit it.
Oh.
I can do firebolt at 120, even though it doesn't, it's not as effective as lightning on metal, but I can cue them like a slow roast before we shock them.
Barbecue was originally invented by pirates.
Barbecue.
It comes from the word barbacoa, which means to grill meat.
Brilliant.
Gwyn already knew that.
Of course.
She bobbed her head when she said that too. I knew that.
Fire again!
Karth will, since they're in range, he's much more proficient with his I-beams. He will just turn around and go, "Not today, friends."
Got it. Go ahead and
Two
roll to hit.
beams. Oh,
The new god of this realm.
my first nat 20.
I love it.
Yeah. And the other one is a natural 20. Not a natural 20, just a regular 20.
Gotcha.
So nat 20 and a regular. All right, nice. So rolling damage for the first one is a 1. So and for the
Hey, you'll
second
get them next time, Card.
is 10. So 11 and
What was the
the
total
first-
dice for the first one?
it was a 27.
No. The so what dice
Oh.
did you roll?
It was a 10 die. A 10.
Okay, so it was 11 plus 10, so 21 total
Yeah.
between the two. Nice. So as you look, you I-beam like Cyclops from X-Men across the frozen sea, and it smashes into the front of the boat. It kind of peels part of the metal. It doesn't quite dismantle the boat or render it unable to move forward, but it definitely is a very deep shot. And then next would be Kahlo and Gwendolyn and Kai and Strap, right?
I missed.
Missed.
My darts have a disadvantage range of 60 feet, so I think I'm just going to throw one anyway.
Okay.
I
So
got
go ahead and
12
roll it.
on firebolt.
So it'll just fall into the ocean, I wager.
Yeah, probably.
I just want to feel involved.
You got the hat, okay?
Gwendolyn,
Yeah.
go ahead and roll damage.
I let you have the hat.
Is it your hat?
16. The second I tripped on this ship, everything became mine, okay?
I bled on this ship. It's my ship.
We dubbed the ship the Gwendolyn.
Yes.
Keep the words of mutiny out of your mouth.
What was that? 16 damage? Jeez.
16 damage.
Nice. So
It's
again,
a nice medium rare roast.
So this one doesn't quite hit the ship. More, it hits someone on the ship that falls off into the water, and they obviously sink to the bottom and are never heard from again, which is a good thing. So
Me and Davy Jones locker.
He had the
now.
most kids.
exactly, he had
No.
They cut it, Callow. That's my thing.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Sorry. I got carried away.
You'll be walking the plank soon.
No.
Karth, I need
Kai.
you to...
Make me a plank.
Aye, sir. Oh, yeah, Captain.
Kai. Your turn.
It is a 15 deck save on your side.
Cool. Where's the dice? Oh,
Did you tidal wave?
Yeah.
cool. So they definitely failed. It pushes them back, and definitely does a hit. And go ahead and roll damage.
Great show, first mate.
All right.
22.
22. Nice. All right, so it definitely looks like the boat is starting to slow down, but it's still going faster than you are, but you can start to see smoke rising from the boat that is not the kind of smoke that you see when it's propelling itself. So
Do we
next turn.
understand if these robots can have children?
Actually, you do.
Good
They
question.
can.
They can.
Yes.
What have we done?
They can have children. Yes.
What about the
He's
boat?
like, and that is in the home
The
world.
boat
the
cannot
home
have
world
kids.
now.
I'll tell you
All
that.
right. There we go.
Okay. The
Boats
boat's going
can't
down.
breed. No
We gotta
breeding
get it.
boats.
We gotta get it. Fire again.
Yeah, let's do it.
Cool.
Come on, give me something good. Nope, that's not good. Natural one.
So
Um,
while these guys are like all focusing out the back, looking out front, are we coming up on like the Trade Federation blockade in front of us?
No, so the picket it was only like 3 boats or so that were kind of circling around the glacier. They didn't really follow you because the other 2 boats were. They kind
Sure.
of assumed that it was covered.
That's a comforting thought.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Actually, you do see the land on the horizon coming forward, and you know, it's hopeful. You have hope. So in this last,
Land ho!
what do you guys do?
Karth is going to take another roll with his optic beams of doom.
Love it.
And he yells out at the same time, "Turn back or meet a watery grave," as he fires anyway. First blast is 15
Okay.
and 19, sorry, for the second.
Okay. So the first blast bounces off the hull. The second blast goes through kind of one of the glass panels and goes inside. Go ahead and roll damage.
8.
8. Okay.
Yep.
It doesn't do a ton of damage, but it gets inside. You know that it starts smoking a little bit more. And Kai, Gwendolyn, what are you guys up to?
I think there needs to be like some power twin action where like you both like hold hands and cast Firebolt at the same time.
Fusion hot.
Yeah, exactly right.
And a big fireball comes out.
Yeah.
Do you have Firebolt, Kai?
No, I don't. I've got Shatter. I can hit that at 60 foot. And I've got another Tidal Wave. But then I can't Tidal Wave again.
Well, I think we're pretty much home free after this, right?
I don't know if we're
Relatively.
that-
Only one way to find out.
Can
Or-
I use my Tidal Wave to propel us forward?
Yeah.
If you expend a sorcery point to make it careful, I will say yes, so that way it does not damage you.
I'm spending this point.
This is why you're the first mate.
Hey, I'm gonna propel us forward.
Excellent. So you definitely gain some advantage. It's on the Kalo or Karth. One of you roll to hit one more time. I want to see what happens.
You take it. I suck.
I'm on it. Am we in range with weapons, or can I use my blast?
It would be weapons.
Okay. Weapons, go. 13.
13. So it shoots. It does not hit the barge, but at this point you are getting close to the land, and you do start seeing the lights of some other ships that the barge tailing you does veer off and deem that it is not worth it to go after you. And the sun starts to rise in a very symbolic, hopeful way. Presumably, you guys don't land in the city because at this point you are technically fugitives of the law.
Does The Great Escape by Boys Like Girls start playing?
Exactly. exactly.
That great escape.
Um,
Different.
but you land on the shore, probably a few miles south of Gomyoken, which is the town just just on the coast from Hyungwith Prison. You exit the boat, and a few thoughts run through your mind. One, you realize maybe they were lying about how many kids they had. Two,
Knew it.
we left Gavranor and Tzizik back in the orphanage. And three,
They had it coming.
three, when you were in Fairwind investigating the noble's house, looking for those papers, you do remember seeing a specific paper that connected someone named Yundagarda to a plans to attack a prison from the Mayagolic Combine.
You did say that.
So maybe that had to do with how you got to prison in the first place.
Does that mean we lost D&D?
No, it means you won. Thank you guys for playing.
We adopted all of the children.
Yes,
There we
you
go.
adopted all the
We
children.
go back
We have
and
our own
turn the
orphanage.
prison into an orphanage.
Yes, an
The
orphanage
whole
on a
prison.
glacier. Perfect place for an orphanage.
If we kill all the
Giant hearts.
prisoners, then we take their kids and then make it an orphanage.
Yes, on the
What's the issue
glacier.
with this?
You can't
Or
have
a
no
small
pages. There's a bunch of
in
parents.
service of their god king Karth.
There we go.
Exactly. So
We'll edit
thank
that
you
out
guys.
later.
Thank you guys for.
I do bow to Karth.
I love it.
Great game. Thanks so much, Justin.
Yeah, thank you guys for playing. I highly appreciate it. If you guys think of any feedback, I'd love to hear it over email. Obviously, it's pretty late, so no worries about doing that tonight. If anyone is actually listening or watching this, thanks for being here. Sorry for the technical difficulties. I'm still, I'm not a technical guy, so that's probably my least proficient aspect of being a DM. But thank you guys for playing. My favorite part of doing the podcast is being able to play with people that never knew each other and then come together and have this amazing fun night of just laughs and gaffs and all that jazz. So thank you.
Forged in the bounds of combat.
Exactly.
Of an icy prison.
Dad jokes.
Exactly.
And dad jokes.
Exactly.
Murdering dad's jokes.
Yes. Murdering dads while joking. Love it. So I wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving and, take care. Have a good night.
Likewise, you guys. Be well.
See ya.
Peace.
See you, everybody.